Will the comments come up sooner on this before, you know, the Twitch chat does? Or no?
I think so.
That's what I'm saying. It goes through the same thing, right?
Turn it to 11. Let's go! Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Welcome to the Doghouse Live. This is episode number 12, I believe. I lost track. Anyways, you guys have been fucking awesome. Anyways, if y'all are first time to the Doghouse Live, I'm going to give you a brief rundown about what we do. I am Rebel Dog. I'm starting to put my name out there because I want my first name out there because this channel is not about me. This channel is about all the creators that I bring on and everybody that wants to be a part of. So that means you, the community, everything. This is a separate entity from me personally. Most of you already know that I have a business partner that is great. We're going to start working a lot closer and everything else together. What's up, Sneakers? Welcome to the channel. My dude, one of my #1 mods is in this house. Anyways, the Doghouse. A brief rundown so we can get on to the guest. Because I know he's backstage, he's excited, he's pumped. Y'all know him because he gets really pumped on his streams. So, but anyways, the Doghouse is your house. This house belongs to you, belongs to the creators, belongs to everybody that comes through here. One thing is, we will never monetize this channel through Twitch. It is monetized in other aspects. So this channel belongs to you. The content belongs to the creator, belongs to the Doghouse. But basically, we want you to be what you want to be. We want you to, you know, the definition of a creator is someone that brings something into existence. And as we start growing and I start putting more things together, you will see we're gonna have a lot more. We got a lot going on. Me and Kamikaze, which is, you know, everybody know, the most of you know Kamikaze. She is. We have been talking, and we are both on the same page about bringing this channel to life 24/7. So that's in the 5-year future. Anyways, that's not here or now. I just want you to know this is your channel. What we do is bring creators on. The Doghouse in the House episodes are on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. As long as I can keep enough people in here, which so far I am booked till almost the end of September again on Thursday nights. We've got some awesome creators coming up. We have, of course, MisterStreamz on tonight. Next Thursday night, we have a Triple Trey, TT1 gang in the house. The following Thursday on the 16th, we have Pirates. We have an evening with Pirates. And then on the 23rd, we have Rose Raider. So far I have one slot open, and I'm hopefully one of my other ones that I have out there say yes, we'll be there. Anyways, we also do a Friday night show called Fireball Friday Night with me and Kamikaze, or Kamikaze and I. Sorry, Kamikaze and I gotta say that correctly. Anyways, this Friday night, we're gonna try to throw something different in. I know the first Friday night we episode the Fireball Friday night didn't. I mean, it went good. It went really good from what I can remember, but because I had a little bit too much Fireball that night, thanks to certain people in the chat that like to ban the word that I use on a 90% basis. Anyways, but we're gonna do something else tomorrow night, so it'll be good. So I hope my audio sounds good. Everything sounds good. I try to do a mic check with my audience because you guys are the ones that are listening to me. So does the camera look good? Audio look good? Did I shave right? I put deodorant on. We're good. All right. Anyways, without further ado, we're going to bring on the man of the hour, MisterStreamz. Hold on. There we go. I'm still trying to figure out numbers and gadgets and stuff like that. Be what you want to be. Anyways, here we go.
Alrighty.
The man of the hour, MisterStreamz, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, everybody? My name is Mister. Glad to be here.
Mister and I go back, I want to say probably almost a couple of years, if not getting pretty close to a couple of years.
Yeah, we've known each other for a while, and I'm very, very glad that that I met you, and you know, we've had some times together, and you know, I've been watching, and honestly, you have a really good thing over here, and I wanted to kind of swing by and you know, just have a little chat with Dog, you know.
Well, you know what?
Get in the doghouse real quick.
I was really nervous. I mean, honest to God, I was really nervous about starting this because, like I said, I knew people. I was in a lot of people's communities, you know, and people knew me, but it's just like, what am I going to talk about if I actually start one? So, you know, the very first one we did the Mixer reunion, or not the Mixer reunion, but the Mixer shutdown kind of discussion. I had Glambon Grim, Illcat, and Shadow Serpent. It was supposed to be a Reanimator, but she couldn't make it that night. But, you know, we had a very good conversation. We had, you know, a 90-minute. I try to keep these to a 90 minutes, but that's not like set in stone. So, I mean, we can go over as long as chat doesn't get bored or you get bored.
Oh, I'm never bored. I'm here, but you know, 90 minutes is fine. I feel like there's a lot to talk about in 90 minutes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's always a chance of getting off topic, and that's what I don't care about. You know, like I said, the very first one was supposed to have been 90 minutes, and I think it ended up being 5 hours. So, yeah, well,
I don't have that much time. I gotta wake up tomorrow.
Yeah, no, but that was a pretty interesting conversation. Like I said, I was very nervous starting these. But I want to tell you what, I have had the most biggest open arms doing this than I would have ever imagined in my entire life, you know, for being basically a noob when it comes to doing this. I mean, you guys are all veterans. I mean, how long have you been doing it?
Oh God, you want to bring that back? Okay. Well, I've been streaming off and on since 2014. So it's been a while. I had my Xbox with my Xbox Connect. So if anybody remembers that little camera that rarely worked. So I was doing that my first year on Twitch, working part-time at the grocery store as a dairy manager, and also did health and beauty products as well at the grocery store, you know, all that stuff. Worked a little bit in the pharmacy, stuff like that. So I had that part-time gig going, and streamed a little bit of Battlefield Hardline, actually, back in the day, back in the good old days when Twitch was all about, you know, bots and booby streamers, stuff like that. It was a good time. But
oh, wait a minute, we're still there.
Oh, wait. But they've done a lot to try and, you know, handle that situation. But I think that they definitely need to probably go back and handle a few more things that we'll probably get to that eventually. But so, yeah, I've been doing that. And then I got a full-time job with wine distribution. So went from pretty much part-time grocery store to working for one of the vendors because I had some connections there. Did that for a few years, and then heard about this thing a little birdie told me about Mixer. So we did that starting in 2018. I went immediately into full-time streaming, which is a big risk, and I know a lot of people don't have the resources or don't have the time to really just jump in and do that. But I luckily had, you know, in the situation I was in with all the revenue I made and all the stuff that I did from my previous work, I actually had a year where I had, you know, no problems with finances. So I was like, you know what? On my deathbed, I'd probably regret not going for this and trying this. So I went for it. And I'm glad that I really did. You know, it took a while for the Mixer channel to get going because Mixer was a brand new platform back in the day in 2017 into 2018. But then it kind of caught fire once April happened, and then a few months passed, the channel like just grew out of control. I just didn't know what to do. Like I didn't expect the growth and the love that happened. And by the time I knew it, I was partnered by September 2018. And I just didn't even know like an emote guy. I didn't even know I had a sub button the first day. Like I was a mess. And I just felt like I learned a lot from those Mixer days, and I will always cherish those. And I met, you know, the Rebel Dog himself during that time, and a lot of other relationships I made here. Some of them might pop in tonight. And if anybody does remember me, I used to be AOD Mister back in those days. I had a little bit of a brand change and a little bit of a name change since, but you know, still the same hype and crazy individual that you'll all remember if you do remember me. And if you're meeting me for the first time, hi. I do things, but anyway,
he does great. You guys, if you ever want to, he's probably got one of the most hyped streams that I have seen in
Oh yeah, but you got Triple Trey next week, and he's that guy, dude. He can do it too. He can bring that hype too. He's got that New York energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's got
that
the
construction New York attitude. So honestly, he's got that mental. Or him and I go way back too. He actually popped in the stream probably a couple days ago and said hi, and I was like, triple. So I was really excited. But just seeing everybody from the good old Mixer days, it just warms my heart that everybody came back, and a lot of people came back. Not everybody, because I know a lot of people didn't want to make this change to Twitch or YouTube or wherever anybody went. I mean, there's how many platforms are there now? So many, it seems.
Well, yeah, but, the ones that are actually making it, anyways.
But yeah, I mean, it's just it's tough. It's a tough world out here. And then when the Mixer thing happened, I mean, before it all went to crazy, Mixer shutdown part happened, about in May of 2020, I started getting a lot of DDoS attacks. Yeah. And I got severely I had everything in play. I had VPNs out the butthole. I had everything, and they still just went through everything. And I was just like, man, what the heck is going on? So naturally, I tried to fix it. I tried to do a lot of things, and just, it just kept happening and happening. And on May 13th, 2020, it was a day that lived in, infamy, and it was horrible. And that was my last stream on Mixer. Wow. Absolutely the last one. And I was crying. I knew it was done. I knew I had to handle a lot of the relationship I was in at the time was struggling. Like, it was just a time where it was one of those rough times for Mister that I never thought I would recover and get out of. And look at us now. Now I'm a lot better now. So went through that, couldn't never fix it with my ex-wife, and you saw what happened there. Yep. So naturally we separated and divorced, and now I'm with someone completely new who brings a whole new energy to my channel and a whole new energy to my life. And I just cannot believe that I could have such a turnaround that happened in 11 months. Yeah. So May 2020, and then my first stream on Twitch after the name change, things like that, had the same channel from 2014. So naturally it says that some people have been following me for 6-7 years, which shout outs to those people if they knew the old Mister back in the day. Oh yeah. But some of them definitely some of them, when my first couple of streams back in April 2021, 4 months ago, some of them came through and was like, I've been following this channel for 5 years, and then you magically went live again. I'm confused. Can you please tell me who you are, because I'm confused? And then I was like, oh, well, you probably watched me back in the Battlefield days. And everybody was like, oh, that's what it is. Okay. So I had this weird kind of like, wow, there's some people who just never unfollowed me, and that was pretty cool. Yeah, and that's what we were talking about in the beginning, when because we kind of talk backstage a little bit to just try to get the nerves under control, because my nerves doing this show, it doesn't matter. I've done, like I said, 12 or 13 episodes if you count just the little few ones we have in between. But actually, I think, no, I can't remember. Anyways, this is just a chat at the bar, my friend. I'm here. Yeah. And Mister's always here to talk, and Mister's always here to just, get to talking about something. So, yeah. But that's what I was telling him in the beginning. It's just like a support structure. I mean, I would give that as like I give that as the number one tip to anybody that asks me, what they need to do to start streaming, is make sure that you have some type of support structure behind you. Even if you have your best friend, call him up and say, hey dude, I want to do this. Can you help me? Or your family, your friends, anybody. Do not do it by yourself. Do not just hit that live button on your own, because it'll mentally destroy you. Trust me, because it'll eat you up. I did that for a long time. I knew I had a lot of people that were there in my streams back in the day, and even now. But if you have literally nobody, and you're just pressing this, it's going to eat away at you a lot, because then there's a lot of things that might happen around the house and in your life that'll affect your stream, because naturally, you're human. Emotions can get to you, and people who've been watching you for like months or maybe even years will notice, man, mister, is something wrong? Something's bugging you.
Exactly.
Because they'll just know, because people have been watching and they can see that you're more stressed than usual, or you're just have this look on your face of total disgust and total just, struggle. So it's amazing what people can actually see with just hearing your voice and listening to you and just seeing you in game. I know I'm a very emotional person, when it comes to my gameplay, when it comes to just being a streamer, when it comes to just making the right decisions and this, that, and the other. I know I've learned a lot over the past years of me doing this, but I learn things every day. And it's just really, really cool to just see every day as an opportunity to get better and to, there's never a loser in a day. If you lost or if a day was hard, then you know exactly what you can do better next time. So it's kind of crazy.
And another thing is too, it's just like, the support structure and stuff like that. But it's just like, because I did it when I first, when I first started this, I had nobody. I was telling Mr. My wife, kind of understood. She doesn't understand it. She knew that all she knew is that, you go live and play games online to people. And that's what I thought in the beginning too, until I started realizing it's like, no, there's a lot more work involved than just hitting that live button and playing a game.
Oh, it's so much, dude. So much. I mean, I used to think streaming and everything back in the day was all about just good gameplay, all about just trying to show off that I'm the best and, this, that, and the other, which honestly, some people think, some people hold gameplay as a very high pedestal to watch a channel. And some people do that. And some people, I feel like it's more about how you feel watching a channel, the community aspect to it. So there's a lot of reasons why people watch Twitch, why people watch streams, this, that, and the other. It's how they, there's a lot of things. And I feel like checking the most boxes off as a streamer is probably the best thing you can do. So you can attract a wider variety of an audience, because honestly, Twitch is very oversaturated. Twitch has a lot of people there, and it's very, very hard to get any traction on this platform unless so many people that can just, and it's just crazy. So
and like
honestly, I feel you 100% on that.
Yeah. And like I said, it is mentally draining. I mean, that's one thing is it's like people realize, as viewers, most of the people that are in here stream or have done streaming or understand what streaming's about. But, the ones that come through that just sit there and basically view, that's all they are, is a viewer, which there's, a viewer's great, because that's what we need is viewers.
Yeah. Which Twitch has a lot more of that. Twitch has a lot more actual dedicated viewers. I think Mixer, a lot of people were, I think, streamers, which is good. Yeah. And I loved seeing everybody. A lot of people I think streaming has just become so mainstream now. You see what I did there? Yeah. So I think the gaming culture and everything is just, it's more like the cool thing to do now. Before 10 years ago, I think gaming was kind of like just something that the nerds did or stuff like that, which being a nerd is still cool. But I feel like it's more mainstream now. I mean, people are getting paid so much money now. There's so much money in this industry, and it's just kind of nuts seeing all these people signing these big paychecks. I mean, these competitive people, these, really, really big community streamers out there, some of them making switches to different platforms. Yeah. There's a lot of money in this now than ever before. So and that's why a lot of people see it. So
and that's because of the viewers. The viewers spend the money. The viewer, brands like, that's one thing I know back here probably about 6 months ago, Twitch and now, sent an email out to everybody talking about their brand analysis that they were going to start doing. Everybody started freaking out about that. And it's like, no, I said, I go, it has nothing to do, because everybody started bad mouthing Twitch for it, blah, blah, blah. I go, has nothing to do with the independent channel. I said, it will not affect your viewership. It's not another restriction. I go, they're alerting you that they're going to start going through streams to find out if your stream is appropriate for this brand, so they can add it, they can put in that ad. So basically, like this stream here being the way it is, you will probably see more like of the Bud Light ads and the beer ads and stuff like that, just because of the way the brand analysis is looking at the stream. Yeah. It has nothing to do. Very smart. Yeah, it has nothing to do with, restricting your channel anymore, because that's what everybody thought. It's like, oh, it's going to restrict my channel. It's like, no. But brands, our brand, Mister's brand, my brand, your guys' brand, brands are brand, and that's what makes the money for these platforms is top-notch brands, So so the more like you were saying, it's just like I was looking yesterday, because yesterday was to take a day off Twitch thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of my deals. I even posted on my channel, or on the Doghouse Live Twitter. It's like everybody was like, it's like, because we're behind. The Doghouse Live is behind the focus and the reason why people were wanting to do this. But I took a snapshot of Twitch tracker at 10 a.m. With the total live channels, total viewers, everything else, and then I took one at noon, and I posted that for 2 hours. The growth was like, it was like a 10% growth in 2 hours. So I understand to take a day off Twitch, but that could be a whole nother episode and stuff like that. But
oh yeah, we could probably talk a lot more about that. But I know you've probably talked this to death with a lot of other things,
but that's what I'm saying. It's like the viewers are what and just like I had Psycho Plays on the other night, and that's one of the things that he mentioned about that too. Is just like,
love my buddy Psycho.
Yeah, we're all we're all we all knew each other from basically the same type of thing, and but it's just like that's one of the things that that's not like the main thing that killed Mixer, but that's one of the things that basically stuck the nail in the coffin with Microsoft, is when all of the boycotting came out.
Yeah, I mean, that was really the time when they said, you know what,
it's time to cut.
Peace. This is time to pull the plug and let's get out of here. I mean, I kind of knew something. I've always been hesitant to kind of say this, but I had one of my partner managers kind of knew she was getting released in kind of March time when everything was kind of happening. Yeah. So she kind of knew something was up, and that's when she kind of told me, dude, I would maybe figure it out because I feel like something bad's going to happen. And that was about when did they officially go? July is when they put July
22nd when they made the announcement.
So this was back in March. So that's about 4 months in advance. And granted, I knew about it, but I was already dealing with, trying to save my relationship, trying to, do all these other things that, I basically just had to shut down in May before everything happened. So I kind of dodged the bullet there with, because if I was still streaming, if I was still live, I know a lot of people probably would have went into my channel saying, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? The boycott, all that stuff, which I'm kind of glad that I did kind of dodge the bullet, even though I wasn't, associated with any of that stuff. I've, always been a good person, and I've always, there's been a lot of, poo-poo heads kind of out there taking advantage of people and stuff like that. That's not me. Yeah. Nobody had anything on me. There's, I'm totally clean when it comes to all that stuff, and find it. That's kind of what I would say to anybody who would, because I had a feeling I would get targeted, because a lot of the people, like some of my friends, actually had to get lawyers and stuff, and some people took them like to pretty much court and stuff like that with all these sexual harassment and all this charges and stuff like that. Eventually it all kind of went away, but I felt like all those people kind of just brought that all to life, and it was actually a big scary time. And I got DMs from a lot of friends, even though I wasn't really answering a lot of social media at the time because I was trying to fix everything with myself. A lot of people were, a lot of my friends from the Mixer days that were, that I never thought I would hear from, they were literally just scared to death. They were like, whoa, what is going on here? So kind of glad that I was kind of, off the grid during that time.
Yeah, that's why.
It kind of naturally happened that way. I have nothing to hide. But at the end of the day, it's just kind of, I'm just glad that I didn't have to deal with that stress like a lot of my friends had to do.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm glad I wasn't, I'm glad I wasn't, in your guys' position, like most of you guys were at that, because, because I was just starting out, I was almost into my first year there, almost to the point to where I had enough, followers and stuff to apply for partnership. Mm-hmm. And then, but, that was the only thing that was detrimental to me, is it's like, I made it to that point and then it just, but, it didn't take me long over here once I got back, because I started on Twitch and then went to Mixer, and I love Mixer for the fact that, and you were talking about there was more streamers, basically more streamers than viewers over there, and I think that's what made Mixer.
But whose fault really was that? I think it was half with the platform and Microsoft, because personally, I think they could have done a way better job in trying to just make everybody, like, everybody knows what Twitch is.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what YouTube is. But when you said Mixer,
Yeah.
like, half the people out there just didn't know what it was. And it was just like, even people who had an Xbox that had to download it on their dang consoles, they had no idea what it was. Oh, it's part of an update.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like when I went into random blackout lobbies back in the day when it came to Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and just stuff, and I was trying to talk about the Mixer because it was in my clan tag, you know, because I, you know, got to plug in myself somewhere, you know. But when people were like, asked me about Mixer, they were like, oh, what is that? And I'm like,
oh, no.
It's the streaming platform. And then they were like, oh, I had no idea it existed. And these are your people, like, that's like you downloading Netflix and like not knowing what the hell that is. I mean, it's just kind of like, what? So
no,
I mean,
the same way.
A lame comparison, but you know, you get what I mean. It's just, I was appalled that so many people just didn't know what it was.
Well,
so
and see,
it was a little bit absurd.
And Microsoft put it off on you partners to try to get the word out there, and we
were free advertising for their whole thing. Now, granted, they paid a lot. They paid partners a lot of money, which I'm gonna be honest, I was making a little bit of dough from Microsoft because they honestly they were paying me twice sometimes. They were paying me a lot, and their embers and basically the biddy situation comparison to Twitch, it was kind of crazy, bro. It was really nuts, and I just felt like, wow, I had this, you know, Mixer money coming through, the Microsoft money, but also, you know, they probably, since I had the PayPal stuff and the Microsoft stuff, they were taxing the bejesus out of it. So you know, that was only naturally to happen. So I mean, a lot of people kind of got boned more than me, but honestly, it was a lot. And I felt like if I could do it all over, I would just, you know, be like, wow. I mean, one of my buddies, Noco, which I'm happy that the Mixer days happened. I think a lot of people, you know, were happy with that platform because it really did bring a positive place to hang out. It really kind of shined when Twitch was kind of a toxic kind of place to hang out. I feel like Mixer was a relief to a lot of people.
It was,
which is why I think it got really popular eventually, and it kind of got a lot of traction. I wouldn't say really popular because I still think it's quite small. It was quite small, but it was a niche, nice community, and I feel like honestly we gained a lot of traction on there. I made it all the way to 15K followers on there. Got partnered within my first 8 months, and just kind of carried through, and that was really great. I learned a lot about myself, and it was one of the things that happened in my life where I was like, man, I could do this as a career. I could actually do it, because I feel like it went really well on this platform. And granted, Twitch is a much bigger pond. Twitch is a lot harder, and I just want to tell a lot of my broadcasters out there and everybody that it is okay. You know, if you're coming from Mixer and you're used to bigger numbers, this, that, and the other, and you're just used to something different, it's okay. Just keep being yourself and keep, you know, bringing your best self every single stream. And naturally, if you're a good person and people can vibe with you, you'll gain some relationships that you'll have for life. It's just going to take a lot more time because it's just harder to get noticed on this platform because it's just very, you know, convoluted. It's crazy. There's so many people.
And that's one of the things too, is like, I'm really glad for Mixer at the part because it helped me break out of my shell. You know, because of the community aspect of it. Everybody was very welcoming. I mean, I really didn't fall, you know, everybody's streams I went into, as long as you didn't, you know, do the streamer no about, you know, promoting your streams, you know, everybody knew, and 90% of the time, everybody knew that you were a streamer, you know, because
I mean, I just assumed everybody was at a certain point, because I was just, you know, it's just so mainstream now that even on Twitch, it's just, I assume everybody like at least knows what a stream is, or maybe streams themselves like once every blue moon, or maybe they're more serious about it. And usually I can tell from maybe a demeanor of a channel, or even if they you know, raid me a few times. And you know, there's a lot of ways you could tell people that you stream in a better way than just self-promoting, because some people like to do this little dance with me, and I can definitely see them trying to plug themselves when not trying to. Like, I know what you guys are doing, you know. Like, do you think I'm you think I'm stupid? Like, come on now. But at the end of the day, I know it's hard, and I know a lot of people just don't know how to like get themselves out there. But here's one of the main things. I mean, I'm not sure if Psycho touched a little bit about this last week with just tips, but really to get yourself out there, it's consistency. It's all about the grind. It's all about creating a brand for yourself.
Yeah.
Does your channel bring that other channels cannot replicate and cannot do?
Yeah, that's one thing I preach is like what value. You know, because that, you know, we did talk about that a little bit. Is like there's a new viewer, you know, with everything that's happened within the last year and a half to 2 years. The viewer themselves is different than what you're used to, different what I'm used to when I first started, because we have to accommodate to what people are thinking now. You know, with all the turmoil and stuff going on in the world, we have to, you know, take that into consideration, take mental health into consideration a lot more.
I mean, every day it evolves.
Yeah.
It evolves all the time. And now, I mean, if you listen to a stream 2 years ago and now you listen to a stream now from me, it's completely different. Yep. I mean, I still want to keep that same energy because that's kind of one of my trademarks with just me. But anyway,
you talking about this?
Oh God, I saw that comment and I just lost it. Anyway,
but that's my nerve tonic. But no, yeah, things have changed. You know, it's just, you know, well, I do that because I either have my smoker, my little pod thing in my hand, or it's just been a nervous reaction ever since I was a kid. I always have to have something in my hand when I'm talking. But no, yeah, it's just totally crazy. I mean, but no, you're right. You know, Mixer wanted too much out of their partners when it should have been Mixer the one that did the app. I mean, because like I said, you look at Twitch. Twitch doesn't. I mean, I don't know about partner Twitches or Twitch partners, but I know as much as they promote their channel on everywhere, you know, they go, and I know the partners don't go out to the beer companies and they don't go out to the, you know, the shoe companies and McDonald's and all that and ask for them to come in. So they have an ad department. They have, you know, someone that goes out and tries to find advertising. So, you know, so that's what Microsoft, and that's what I always said. And that's one of the things I talk about with Trovo. And I actually got into an argument in their Discord when I first started over there. It's just like, you guys have been on board for almost a year. When are you going to start advertising? You guys are not going to go nowhere if you don't start advertising. And that's the thing.
Advertising is how much of a percentage that company spend?
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
So, you know,
and
they need to get with the program, dude.
And see, and Trovo's got, you know, I'm sure they're probably getting close to running out of money, but, you know, they got like $50 million or $30 million from Tencent, which is the big gaming corporation over in Japan, to fund this for so many years. You know.
Yeah, but the thing that Mixer all taught us at the end of the day is you can only throw so much money at something before it just naturally collapses. So they paid a bunch of broadcasters, Shroud, Ninja, and Got the Lion, all this money, all these contracts to go stream on Mixer for 6 months to a year. And by golly, I mean, if you have to, you know,
yeah,
I've been in meetings with those guys and it's kind of rough. But anyway, yeah, I mean, there was partner meetings and stuff like that, and it was kind of nuts. But at the end of the day, I mean, we all had a good, whatever we had to learn from Mixer, I think a lot of people did. Yeah. And a lot of people brought that into where they're going now. Maybe some people stopped streaming altogether. I know some people that did that. I know some people that just hung it up. And I know some people that tried to keep going because a lot of people think, you know, this is a job that I really enjoyed and I really want to continue doing it, even though it's hard and even though it's really, really just dependent on other people thinking about you a certain day. I mean, that's kind of... And that's really one of the downsides to a lot of this. It's not a guaranteed paycheck. And that's why a lot of people are kind of finding, oh, I want to do this. I want to play games all day. I want to get paid for being good at something. Like, it's a lot more than that, Jimmy. It's a lot more than that, you know? And that's what a lot of these guys, a lot of these, you know, newer streamers, I know it might be popular now, but, you know, I feel like a lot of people are going to get that realization that, wow, this is going to take a lot of work. I mean, I know some big broadcasters. I mean, they got there because they've been here a while, and a lot of them have really, really good products, and a lot of them had to evolve with how everything was going to really get to this point and really get to trending levels. So it's huge, and just social media has just exploded, you know, with everything. Now it's just pretty much the norm to have everything, you know, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all these things, a YouTube channel. Like, you have to have all these things now just to kind of check all the boxes. And before, like 5-10 years ago, you just needed a stream. You just needed very little. Now I just feel like it's just gonna add on and on and on until it just becomes so not accessible that people just kind of stop trying, because they just know that, well, I can't do all that. So eventually it's gonna get harder and less achievable for everybody to do. Now, granted, is it easy to kind of set up? Yes, as long as you have specific training, you can get everything set up, but maintaining it, that's the hard part.
Oh my Lord.
Because let me tell you something, I want to do so many things, guys. I want to do not just the stream that takes about 6 to 8 hours of my time. I'm exhausted after that. So it's just, it takes a lot out of anybody.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. It's just like this here. It's just like I tell you guys when I send out the emails and you guys agree to come on. It's just like I try to set it out 2 weeks ahead of time, just so that once you sit there and say yes, I'm going to do it. Then that's when I start the 2 week in my head, and because I've got banners to design. I'm just me. Yeah. I am the graphic designer. I am the producer. I am, I have Kamikaze as my partner but she's got some stuff that she's fixing that, she's trying to tie up some loose ends on her end before she really deep dives into this part of it. But, right now it's just like, like I said, me and her had a meeting last night, and she called me a robot. She goes, I really think you're a robot.
I mean, everything takes time, and that's really the thing that you're getting at right there. So, and I know that some of these, I see Tim the Tap Man in the stream right now, his name mentioned. I mean, Tim has I just wanted to be real with you. Tim has a lot of people working for him, okay? Because he has the money to pay for all these things, and he's got agents, he's got designers, he's got pretty much and he's got so many projects going, but he has to overlook all that. So it's a different kind of busy. I feel like a lot of people are busy doing things. He's more busy delegating, which is also another skill. And I feel like his busy and our busy is a little bit different, because he is really on camera doing a lot of these things, talking with deals probably every day with his agent, things like that. So he's very busy, but in a different way. I like to say these people, they get a lot of money, and he's really, really made. I loved him. I watch him all the time, but it's a different kind. And I feel like people that might discredit him for being like, oh, well, he's been there a long time. He barely does anything. He doesn't lift a finger, and he has like 2 Lamborghinis in his garage and whatever the heck people will say about him. I mean, be realistic. Does he really need all that? No, but he can get it. Yeah. I mean,
I look at it this way. If you got your bills paid and you have the extra money, I mean, because you can't take the money with you when you die. So I mean, you might as well have fun with it while you go. I mean, put a little bit back for when you want to retire.
Have fun. Put some of the savings. Just make sure that everything's good for maybe the future a little bit. But other than that, I mean, who knows what the future looks like? I'm not trying to be doom and gloomy, but it's looking okay. But anyway,
I mean, but there's a it's like I said, unless you have the money like Tim and Dr. Speaking of Tim, Tim's no longer on Twitch. You all know that, right?
Yeah. There was a recent thing that he went over to YouTube, right?
Yeah, his premiere on YouTube was today. He had 110,000 views. He doubled his viewership.
Yep.
So he made the right move.
Yeah, he did. And that's that. And Twitch should, I mean, I don't know how many people are going to have to follow suit, but
and Nick Merckx has been kind of hinting about a new deal. He won't say what it is, but I can almost guarantee.
Well, it's the same thing, dude. I mean, you're not hiding shit, Nick. Come on, bro.
You're all a big team. I mean, you're not gonna leave a team behind. I mean,
Tim and Nick are besties, dude. Yeah. So it only makes sense,
So, but
I know a lot of people, and they have a lot of connections. So once one big guy goes like Tim's one of like the aces in the hole. So it's like, once he goes, you'll see a lot more people go. And I'm a little worried with what might happen. But at the same time, this also happened with other broadcasters. And, especially back in the Mixer days, they all came back to Twitch.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them. I think got the line went to Facebook and stayed there. But
I mean, look at the ones that went from Mixer to Facebook. They got exclusive deals to go to Facebook. There was a bunch of them that went over to Facebook. They worked their year contract. Guess where they're at now?
I thought about it. I really did. I mean, I was in no position to come back to streaming, but, you know, I did think, wow, that's pretty good considering how difficult Facebook Partner is to get now. You know, that's like a, you know, it was good. But at the end of the day with them, I just didn't want to deal with those similar people that really, you know, pulled the rug from under me and really made me really, really just nervous of where I can go from here. It was just really, really a difficult time for me. But anyway.
But no, I mean, and just to get on the Tim subject, the reason why Tim left Twitch is not because of everything that goes on. Tim left Twitch because he put 15 years in here, I think he said. He put 15 years on this platform, and he had to stream. His contract required him to stream every day. You know, so he had a contract where they required him to get what he got from Twitch to do these requirements. He went to YouTube because I'm assuming from what I've heard about the chatter and everything else is that now he has time to be with his family. You know, he doesn't have to stream as many hours.
Yeah, those contracts are crazy, and you know, I feel for Tim.
Yeah, so I think moving to YouTube, not just because of the viewer count and probably the more money he got out of it, but I think the biggest thing is it's like, yes, money's great. And we all
got a lot of money from that. You already know.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, I'm really glad that Tim has, you know, is not, you know, shackled and has to do that stuff.
Oh, it says it's still connected. I don't know. My OBS just kicked on and says, "Oh, reconnecting."
Yeah, it's probably Twitch.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, because I went down and now it's back.
They spotted us talking about YouTube. Shit.
Sorry, guys. You can blame Twitch for that shit. It's not my side. Well, that's why I looked up and it said reconnect. And see, and that's it. You know, that's another thing. It's just like as a streamer, you've got to pay attention to your. You got to pay attention to your.
Dude, I'm watching everything like a hawk, dude. It's just it's horrifying. Like you're trying to run a show, and the last thing I want to think about is technical shit. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
I'm
why I'm
already paranoid.
What's up, my gun? Big Brother is everywhere. Exactly. But no, it's they you know, everybody that's done the move, Lupo, Tim, everybody else, they've done it for. I'm going to say probably the main reason they've done it for is for their mental health, and then their second reason is probably the
props to them, bro. Yeah. Props to them because it takes a lot to do that. And it's, you know, it seems like an easy decision, but when you actually think about it, a lot of these guys, it's not. And a lot of these guys, this is all that they kind of know. This is all they've been trying to do. So taking a step to do something else, it might sound like why don't you just do this? This is the easy thing. What? So yeah. It's just, but it's a lot more difficult than that. And I know that these decisions, I mean, I know Tim's a smart guy. I know that Lupo's a smart guy. So it's like, you know what? It's just, I'm proud of them for making a decision for their mental health. Yeah. Because I honestly think, you know, streaming takes a lot out of a lot of people. And I know he did way more than just do that. So yeah, crazy.
So, anyways, also, you know, I don't want to interrupt the interview, but I did an interview with a little company called Make Echoes a couple weeks ago. And what they are is a clipping service. The reason why I brought this up because they're a part of the. I mean, I'm not sponsored by them or nothing, but they are in the chat. Basically, what it is, it's a service that goes in there, and if you type in !echo, it will clip whatever you want clipped. Anybody can do it. It's set up for the entire chat to do. So if you type in !echo, it will clip something. And what it does at the end, when the stream ends, it compiles them all together. And then when I say release, it'll release the entire compilation to YouTube. So it takes a lot of work and effort out doing, especially it works great for these shows because I don't have to go through and like edit anything. So if you guys see anything, what I'm saying is if you guys see anything that you see that's clippable, not just because you want to clip Sneakers. I know you have ADD and you just like hitting commands, but
Me too.
But if you see something like a conversation or a funny or a folly or whatever that happens, type in !echo. That way it automatically saves it to that server and we can put it up. And that way it kind of helps me at the end of the night when we get done, when I do my editing.
Content.
Yeah. exactly. Content, whatever you guys don't think content is. Content is anything that you can make something out of. So, but yeah, I mean, get you canceled. Got you. Oh, you ain't gonna cancel me. Shit, if I was gonna cancel, we would have been canceled 2 Friday nights ago.
Yeah, I heard that got nuts.
Yeah, Fireball was not. Actually, Fireball was my friend. Kamikaze's chat was not my friend. But anyways, that's the whole.
Don't make me call the entertainer.
Yeah, well, I'm trying. I'm trying. He won't come on. So maybe if
I'll go rub his back a little bit for you.
There you go.
I'll see what I can do.
Because I mean, he asked for all the information. I sent him all the information, and he's like, I haven't heard back from him. So,
so maybe him. Maybe with Psycho and myself going on, I think he definitely might see that, and he might have a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I know Tainer sometimes it's kind of he might be looking at a lot of things. He's very analytical, and he's very like, is this something that I can do? So I feel like if I just go in there, I can do some work for you. I got you.
You'll do my promo for me.
I got you.
You'll be my business manager.
Hey, you know what? I can manage. We got it.
But no, and that's what I like I said, I'm really honored for everybody that I've had on here. I'm honored that people actually want to. They're asking me to come on. Mr. asked me, Trey's asked me, and a couple of other have asked me, to come on because they said, to me, I just look at it as a talk show because I like talking. If y'all haven't figured out, but. No, it's just like when they started asking, it's like, no, this is a good thing. I mean, even I'm a part of a little it's a big organization called Stack Up, which is a military organization. And they do a lot of charity events and stuff like that, and they help vets and stuff. And I've been tagging them in some of my streams. Well, I messaged them the other day, and I sit there and I go, man, I am sorry. I just realized I tag you in just about everything. And they go, no, keep it up. They go, you're doing a good thing. And he goes, we'll retweet you out as much as we possibly can. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, I mean, just by you guys coming in, the chat coming in, everybody's, it's just like having people say yes. I haven't had a no yet. And that's been kind of, I don't know. I'm still overwhelmed, but I'm grateful, but it's still just kind of, I'm not overwhelmed. I'm sorry.
Just don't think anything about it.
Yeah.
If you do get no's, those people, probably got a lot of stuff happening. They just, just are not ready yet, and
and that's
just it might not be a no, but it might just be like a not yet, and that's totally fine.
And I still haven't got it. I've got a bunch of I'm getting this ready, but I do want to come on, so that so that's what I'm saying. I have not got a no yet. I just haven't got I've got like 5 or 6 people that just haven't confirmed, but I understand IRL and stuff like that. But no, it's like I said. I mean, just a little. I just want to say thank you to you guys. I want to say thank you to Mr. I want to say thank you to everybody that has come through here. Like I said, this is, like I told in the beginning, this is our house, not my house. So I just say doghouse, because the doghouse is where I always end up at. That's the reason why I nubbed at that. So, but anyways, back to the man of the hour, not about me or the. I don't want to steal his light.
In case you forgot, no, it's here.
Yeah. But boss doing the bow ties. Yeah, that was one of the things when I was doing the advertisement. It's like, oh, I got to do this. It's like I try when I do the advertisement for you guys, I try to remember what you guys used to, what your niche was. And I know yours was like the bow tie. I remember seeing
we got some cool things happening in the works when it comes to different things. So
I remember
wait to unveil it.
Yeah, I remember seeing there was one of your mixer banners or something like that. I can't remember, but you were dressed up in actually a tuxedo and a bow tie.
Oh, that was the intro. That was an old intro with the AOD logo and everything. That was crazy. What's up, Woog Woog?
That's kind of what I remember. That's why I'm saying dust off your bow ties, dust off your tuxes. We're bringing in the Mister.
It's got some dust because they've been sitting there for a long time because Mister's been handling things. But, hey, I'm glad I'm back, and I'm glad I can be here on this show. I mean, forever thankful to Rebel Dog for having me on because, I've always wanted to just, I've been trying to spread the word as much as I can, because I know I've been out of the picture for close to a year, and being gone for that long and making a recovery like this has been really challenging. And I feel like a lot of people I might have lost, and a lot of people I have retained over my break, because I was a very important time in their life, and they really have come through, like even some people in this chat, Night Wolf, Boss, Wook, I saw Crazy Rob a little while ago, and a lot of others that I probably haven't seen, but I've only been looking at the chat every so often. But at the end of the day, I'm just forever blessed and thankful that you guys didn't forget about your mister, because honestly, it's been a grind and a half trying to just figure out getting my identity back, getting the mister back into action. I know it's been hard, and I'm a year later, I feel like I've just aged 10 years, and it's just like I'm just trying to get that hype and energy back. And I know that a lot of people think it might be easy, think that I'm just naturally this energetic, which I think I am, but I feel like
I always thought you were. Also,
with just life happening and everything that I've been through over the past year, I mean, 2020 was rough for a lot of people with COVID and everything happening, and I know a lot of us had to adjust and adapt to a lot of the things that we've been through. But at the end of the day, I want to say that I changed a lot, and I feel like a lot of people had to.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk more about that, you can go ahead. But it's just, that's how I feel.
Yeah, hang on just a second. I think I figured out why Twitch was dumping me. For some reason, my setting was set on 6,000 kilobytes.
Oh, you trying to get Mr. in HD? Oh dear, that's gonna cost extra. What you doing?
I'm surprised Twitch was letting me stream to that.
But if you got the PC, you can do it.
Yeah. What's happening, Wookie? Thanks for coming in, my dude.
Who the hell is Mister? Well,
I don't know.
I want to say he's never left, but at the end of the day, I know that a lot of people have really missed the Mister, and just a lot of people had Mister in their daily routine, and I'm trying to really get that back. Honestly, it's been a challenge, because after a year, I mean, people got used to different things, especially with 2020 and COVID happening, and in the midst of a pandemic, if you're just not in the picture, you're going to get put at the back. So yeah, just really trying to get that back has been really a challenge of mine, and just trying to make sure people just know that I'm back, and spreading the word as much as possible has been really a challenge for me, and really something that I didn't think was going to be as difficult, but it really, really is. Because honestly, I feel like getting everybody back from the good old days has been tough. And I feel like just people coming back, it's just kind of sheer dumb luck that they kind of checked up on me, So
well, I mean, basically it's starting over. I mean, it's starting from scratch again. I mean, you rebranded. I mean, when you rebrand, you're basically starting from scratch, unless people already understand that you're rebranding. But like I said, when you took the break and came back rebranded, it's just like, it's hard. It's just like, people still sit there. It's like on this show here, people sit there and still, put the links to, well, it's my fault not telling you in the beginning, but people still put the links to my main channel when I'm doing this, and I'm like, no. It's
I totally did that. Not me.
It's like, oh no, no, I'm not streaming on my channel. My channel is actually my channel is like dust. I gotta brush the dust off sometime this week, but.
Well, hey, you will.
But
I mean, but that's not a focus right now. No. And that's, I think this channel, what you're doing, and, taking it one step at a time, but really just building the foundation, and something that, I've been trying to speak to myself about a lot, is just trying to build the foundation, so then you can build the walls and build the actual castle. And that's really what I think a lot of streamers fail to realize, is that, hey, the foundation is important. And some people try and do the walls, everything else, and then it just all comes crashing down, because it all depends on that foundation. So yeah, it's huge.
Well, one thing I'm always kind of curious, it's like, I'm always curious about people's names, where they came from. Where'd you get yours?
Okay, well, mine, I just couldn't think of one. So I was just before I think my first gamer tag on PlayStation was Aqua Snipe. So I was always into sniping, so I wanted something in the sniping kind of realm, but also my favorite color was, a bluish kind of green back in the day. So I kind of thought it was good in '96. was my numbers, because that was, I think, Charlie Conway's numbers from the Mighty Ducks, and I liked that movie.
Okay.
So I kind of put it all together, and it made sense to me. But a lot of people were just like, that name is stupid. So I switched to Mr. T, and that was my Twitch name back in 2014, 2015.
Okay.
Which was good. I mean, I liked that a lot, and I kind of kept the Mister. So
he's not good at sniping. I'm way better.
I mean, look, that's up for debate. But I'll see you on Battlefield 2042, baby, which I cannot wait for.
Yeah.
So that's another thing we could talk about too. Games upcoming that I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, I mean, then Mister kind of stuck. I guess people just really liked the whole Mister aspect, just the Mister. It's usually Mister something or Mister something else. And I'm just like, no, just Mister. Just Mister. It kind of stuck. And I just think that it's, good for branding and good for a lot of other things. So I kind of kept it. I felt like it kind of stuck. And that was kind of where my name came from. I really just honestly had no idea. So I just kind of was like, oh, Mister, whatever.
Yeah. Well,
so that's kind of where it came from.
Well, at least you didn't, take a random Xbox name. My very first gamer tag, I think, actually, I still have it as like my email address, my default email address for a lot of things. It was Dark in 2020. It just, at that time, it's like, oh, that sounds cool, so I'll pick that one. So I streamed for that one for like, I mean, I didn't stream, but I played games with that one there for like maybe 3 months, and then people are like, what does that name even mean?
When it's not a concern, when it's not really a need, I mean, you just play games. It don't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, but a lot of people want to brand themselves and want to get themselves out there. So names are very important to do that. But if you don't see a need for it, then that's fine. I don't blame you.
Yeah. But then when I started, I tried, like I said, I'm just always curious about people's names, because there's got, somewhere it's just like a tattoo. There's a story behind everybody's name, especially somebody that's been in the business for as long as you have or whatever. There's a story behind your name, usually. I'm going to say probably 90% of the time.
I feel like I'm not really the most creative person out there. So I probably could have created a way better name than just Mister, but I feel like it just kind of stuck, and a lot of people liked calling me that because it was just easy to understand, and that was it. And I felt like I'm just not the Mister this, Mister that. I'm just the Mister. And a lot of people were like, Mister who? And I'm like, no, just Mister. So it just felt like kind of like a badassery kind of thing too. Yeah.
No, I like it.
People were confused as hell, which is always something. And I always wanted to dress up nice, or at least back in the day. Now I'm kind of a slob, but
well, I think
I always wanted to kind of look good, feel good, kind of attitude. As a man, I always wanted to, take a shower, get dressed, and put on, smell good, look good, feel good, all that stuff. Put on a suit, stuff like that. So
talking about that,
it was good.
It's like you said, you want to dress nice, look nice, everything else for stream, and blah blah blah, but do you find yourself like putting on cologne and everything else before stream? Or
I mean, back in the day, yes. Now I feel like I've kind of gotten to that point where I will put on the cologne and the smell nice for like dates and stuff with my girlfriend. But now I just feel like for stream, back in the day on Mixer, I did. I literally did that.
But it gets you into a mood, though. Because I hear people talk about that all the time. It's like, oh, why do you do that? And it's like,
these new candles we got at Target or whatever, they smell super duper good. And I literally told my babe, I was like, babe,
Christy,
like those candles are literally just make me feel so good. Yeah. So smells really, really affect moods too. And maybe it doesn't affect everybody as much as some people in chat, but I feel like for me, to get me into that really hyper mood and to really get me into like that Mister kind of persona, which I don't want to say it is a persona anymore. I feel like I'm not wearing a mask anymore. I'm not, I'm way better than I was before. I'm way happier, and I feel like now I can actually be the Mister that everybody wants to see and has really missed for a long time.
Yeah, Wookiees look great, man. Wookiees are sexy.
Mm-hmm. And make sure you call it fur and not hair, because he will get onto that.
Are you a furry?
He's a fuzzy furry mess, but hey, I got him.
But
got him, boss.
But
anyway.
No, I was just kind of curious about that because, appearances, because we are, we're our broadcaster, we're talent, on-screen talent, whatever people. That's what I'm saying. I think when people look at streaming, because you do see some of them that just kind of like looks like they just drug themselves out of the laundry basket and just sat down.
I mean, a lot of people stream after they have like a full-time job and this, that, and the other. Like they stream when they're exhausted. I mean, I feel for those guys. I mean, not a lot of people can just sit there, wake up, shower, and just stream for 6 to 8 hours and then, do it. Like it no wonder I look so energetic and, awake. But I know a lot of people just can't do that. And, I feel for those guys. And anytime, somebody has worked their absolute ass off and then they have to sit there for like maybe 3-4 hours and stream. I mean, if they're not as energetic, I mean, a lot of people compare those people to people maybe like me and other hyper active broadcasters out there. And a lot of people say, well, you're boring. You're this, I'm like, guys, they're not. They're doing the best they can. And there's a lot of different broadcasting styles, which I'm not sure if you want to get into this or not. But I feel like there's a channel out there for absolutely everybody.
Yeah.
I was kind of all over the place on Mixer. Like when I was watching channels and really trying to, be excited and things to, do all these things. I mean, I'm not the best viewer in the world. I sometimes will watch you for 10 seconds and then I get bored as hell. Yeah. It does happen. Maybe some channels out there are not for me, but actually there's a lot of channels out there that I can see. Wow. In the first 10 seconds, this is what a lot of people will do in your channels. If you get, new viewers and stuff, they'll come in and naturally they will watch you probably for about, 5 to 10 to maybe 15 seconds. And in that time, they're doing a lot of things. Usually they're either listening to your audio, listening how you sound. Are you easy to understand?
Yep.
What are you doing? Is your gameplay good? Is it kind of below average, above average, pro level? Like how do you make them feel? Do you make them feel welcome? Do you make them feel like a number and you don't give a shit? I mean, there's a lot of things that happens in those 10, 15 seconds that could either make it or break it for your channel when it comes to gaining new viewership. And that's really what a lot of people, that's why I always am like, man, be as animated as possible. I mean, some people might be a little bit more chill when they broadcast, and that's totally fine. There's a broadcast out there for everybody. So be you, have your style, but make sure you know what that style is. Yeah. Because a lot of people might not even know, and they'll just kind of be like, oh, well, we're just kind of doing whatever. And some people might like that, but some people might want to actually see the broadcaster that might know exactly what they're bringing to the table.
And that's 100% true. That's why I try to tell people before, it's just like, because it doesn't matter what kind of, if you're a beginning broadcast, like I was telling Mr. in the beginning, I don't like calling anybody a small broadcaster or a small streamer, because you put that tag on somebody, it mentally sticks with them. And a lot of times if you put it on your brand, it will stick with you all the way through, because sponsorships are not going to look at you. It's really,
really hard to get rid of that too, because a lot of people will remember that. So the worst thing you can do is limiting yourself. Yeah. Just like you said. So please, please, please don't ever classify yourself as small. You guys are humans. You guys are large. You guys are in charge. Own what you have and don't classify yourself as small, because honestly, that might help you with maybe little gains. But honestly, the way bigger gains are for those people that don't do that. I know that a lot of people might have fallen into that trap before, but just know that it's not too late. So make sure you guys definitely just, don't do that, because you never want to limit yourself.
Yeah. And because you see them all over the place. You see them all over Twitter. They've got, there's pages that have thousands and thousands and thousands of, like small streamer network. They'll have thousands of people sign up for that. And then, but they're, in order for them to retweet their stuff, they're required to put small streamer network or small, whatever their brand is.
And really,
for their channel.
When people do that, only maybe 1 or 2 people at the top of that, whatever, are really, really gaining anything from that. So it's really, really just, I don't want to say a Ponzi scheme, but it's just kind of similar to that. And it's just really classifying a lot of people as something that they're not, but people just don't really know how to grow otherwise. They're searching for ways, because it's really, really hard on Twitch and other platforms to really grow your brand and do this. And I feel like a lot of this takes a lot of time, and that's time that a lot of people don't have. Time's the biggest commodity that we all have. Yep. And it's very valuable. And if people can get to point A from point B faster, then a lot of people are going to try anything that they can to get there.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, it's just going to put you backwards rather than staying the course and getting those people in your channel that actually want to be there and support you, because honestly, it's how you make them feel. Yeah. And I feel like I captured a lot of those people back on Mixer, and which is why a lot of people still stick with me to this day.
Oh, of course.
Is because they truly, really are invested with Mr. and they want to see how it, how it happens. I mean, we've been through many changes already. I mean, even with 2021, I started with, Call of Duty and, doing my normal thing, but then I kind of switched off of that due to all the Activision bullshit that happened when it comes to mistreating their female employees, which that's something I cannot stand for. I mean, I have a girlfriend now who is my manager, and she's got a lot of her sisters that she plays with game wise. There's a big female presence in my stream and in my community. So I just knew that I could not keep that up because I just would not support anything like that.
Yeah, no, we don't either.
That's why I kind of went off Call of Duty, and that hurt because I played Call of Duty my whole life, like pretty much since 2007. So it was tough to let go. So I played at COD 4 and kept continuing. I've played COD for more than a decade, and I know that a lot of people might have, different stances on this, but I just cannot support a game that does that. And I know that Activision has been in trouble before.
Oh, yeah.
With this stuff, and they've, always tried to sweep it under a rug, pretend it doesn't exist, and, but I want to see some real change before I really go back to Call of Duty. I might dabble in it occasionally, but I feel like there's better games out there that, treat their employees better that I would rather support. And Dead by Daylight's one of them. I've really enjoyed my time there. With that, I've been maining that game for a while. I actually got to rank 1 killer within my first 100 levels of playing, which is pretty cool. And now I'm kind of working on my Survivor gameplay a little bit because, Killer, as much as I love playing Killer and Dead by Daylight, guys, it is kind of frustrating because it is a very Survivor-sided game, and anybody disagrees, I feel like that's kind of crazy. But at the end of the day, have your opinions. That's totally fine. We can agree to disagree at the end of the day, and that is totally fine. Yeah. But Killer, I feel like there's different ways Killer can be played in Dead by Daylight. Now, what is your Dead by Daylight career like, dog?
Mine? Oh, I'm a very low novice. I like I said, I love the game as long as I can play with people that, I don't like playing any games that I don't have at least one person in there that I know that I can play with. But no, I tried to play the Killer. I'm not bad, but I'm not good. I don't think I'm nowhere God tier level like you are.
I mean, it took a while to get there. Now, granted, I pick up games pretty quickly. I played games a lot of my life since age 7, and I've always loved challenges and things like that. And coming from a very competitive background, because back in the day, I mean, I was playing and getting paid to actually play video games back in the Battlefield Hardline days on a I want to say a professional heist team, but it wasn't that professional. But at the end of the day, I got paid, so technically that's a pro gamer. Yeah. So I was the sniper for a team in heist back in Battlefield Hardline days. I know what it takes. I've been through the league play grind of several Call of Duty games. I know that's not much, but at the end of the day, I knew I had something special, and that's why I feel like my competitive career is kind of a little bit. It happened a little late for me, and honestly, now in my 30s, I feel like now I just can't put in as much time anymore against these crazy young guns anymore that just have everything. Now, granted, I got a good mind now. I'm very wise. I'm a wise mister now. Some of you guys might think that, but anyway.
Hey, yeah. I always thought you were wise.
I feel like I can still hang, but at the same time, I feel like with a lot of these games that have been out for a long time, like Dead by Daylight and Call of Duty, and pretty much all these games have noticed, the skill-based matchmaking thing that you guys have heard about. There's a lot of, debate about that, if it's good for the game and everything like that. And I think actually I'm kind of on the side of skill-based matchmaking being in games now, because I feel like there's a huge difference from the worst players in the game to the best players in the game. I feel like there's a really big difference for those kind of players, because I feel like these games have been out for a long time. People gotten better. People have memorized the maps. People know what to use. People do this. People do that. And even in Dead by Daylight, which has been out since 2016, I can't believe it's been out for that long.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. I feel like I got into it at a good time, though, because I think they've made a lot of great changes, pretty much 2 months before I actually joined up in 2021. So props to them. They're trying to keep their game alive. And I think Dead by Daylight has really no competitor that's really
oh no, not no more
giving them a challenge. I know Friday the 13th exists. I know a lot of games tried to capitalize on that market, but I think Dead by Daylight kind of has a monopoly right now, and they're reaping the benefits. But I think naturally, games coming out, which is going to be probably our next topic going into it. I feel like a lot of these new games coming out, especially with the new technology when it comes to the new consoles and stuff like that, we're in a transitional period, and it also happened to come within a pandemic. So now not everybody even has a new consoles or new graphics cards or whatever for PCs now. So it's just a kind of hot mess. That's why I'm kind of nervous. I'm getting all my games pretty much on PC now through Steam or Epic Store or whatever, and just probably using a controller through the PC now. Not because it kind of gives me the best, resolution or, the FOV, whatever the heck it is, because a lot of people kind of got on people for, trying to get as many advantages as possible playing games. But I think it's just because it's more user friendly and it's easier to do at the end of the day. Because why have all these things for a PC, a console, and this, that, and the other? Like it's just I'd rather have it on my best equipment that I have rather than just trying to separate everything and spend money twice. So
no, I mean I like Dead by Daylight. Like I said, me and one of my mods play it quite on and off. And she actually got me back into it. I mean I started playing with one of my original mods. But she quit playing, and so one of my new mods that I brought on, she started playing it, so we played together every once in a while. I mean, I think me playing it more regularly with her, I think I got a little bit better at it as a survivor than I did the killer. The killer, everybody's too good. They're too good about ducking and spoof, and getting away. And as a survivor, I think I've got to the point now to where I can do the same thing. I can spoof the killer and stuff like that and get away pretty good. But I mean it's a mechanic. It's just like any other game. It's a mechanic. I mean, you gotta learn.
It's a time management game at the end of the day, because realistically you have 5 generators that you need to complete as 4 survivors to escape. And naturally the most important thing that I think has the most skill in the game that people need to focus on the most if they really want to truly get better is not doing generators, because anybody can really do that. Everybody just has to press it and then hit their skill checks, which is when you press the button or the space bar, whatever, to continue doing your task without blowing up the generator. So the killer sees that, that's a big no-no. But that anybody can technically do from rank 20 to rank 1. Rank 20 being the lowest rank and rank 1 being the highest rank. So anybody can do that. And healing, when people get injured, anybody can really do that. Same skill check system. And then when people go for hooks and unhooking, anybody can do that. There's certain perks in the game that kind of allow you to do that easier. And I think there's a lot of that's what really, really made Dead by Daylight a lot better for me, because I thought it was kind of just looking at the game at face value. I really thought it was kind of like, oh, so it's just escape the killer and just do this, that, and the other. But now every survivor has different perks they can bring to the table. There's a lot of different maps that you can have where you can play differently. So it's really, really challenging. And I recommend to anybody who wants to try and get into a game that's pretty well polished, that has been around a while and really is a really good experience, and you need something that'll just kind of tide you over till the new games come out this holiday season. I think Dead by Daylight, it's a great game to get into when you're new. And honestly, I love teaching people the game. So if you guys get it and you guys want to try and, do anything, I'm totally down to play, and I'm always down to help. So it's just a game that I didn't even think about 3 months ago. And now that I have, I can't believe I stayed away from it this long. It's so fun.
No, I enjoy it. Like I said, cool. Like I said, the more and more I got to play it, because when I first started, when I say I'm one of these guys, is like I said, I'm not much of a gamer. It's the reason why, I gamed, because, that was the only thing I thought you could do on Twitch and all these things was just game, but
but now Twitch is evolving, I think, into less gameplay channels and more so a lot of other things like music, cooking, IRL stuff. Like I feel like gaming is so oversaturated now, where a lot of people are doing it, that a lot of people are searching for something new. So that's kind of a different thing too. That's why talk shows, I think, like the one we're doing now, I think these are going to be a lot bigger. I feel like they're already pretty big already, but the thing is, it's just, I feel like we're kind of leaning towards a different thing. And Twitch is kind of realizing this trend.
Yep.
So they're really promoting more so non-gaming stuff, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah.
On a platform that was primarily all about gaming. Now it's like, get gaming off of our channel and show different shit. Like it's kind of insane.
Well, and I think shows like this here, you know, just, you know, where they interview creators, you know, bring creators, you know, like I said, the main thing is like, I want to cross platform. I want to bring different, you know, because there might be some communities, you know, like Kamikaze's community that comes in here quite a bit, might not know who you are, but now that they know who you are, you know, that's what the basis of this channel is for. And I'm kind of hoping, I think it's a new niche, because I have not found anyone on Twitch that, you know, basically when they interview creators, they're interviewing them to boost their numbers, you know, is the way I look at it, you know. And that's the reason why it's like, no, I just want to get to know you. I mean, I don't care about the number in the corner, because I put these up on YouTube and stuff like that.
Honestly should. That's the thing.
You know, I put these up on YouTube.
I don't even have the viewer live count on channel when I'm live.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
You know,
I mean, whoever's there, I'll say hi to them. I don't really pull up the viewer list to see who's in there. So it'd be like, oh, this guy Ben is in there. Let me say hi to him. Yeah. Even though he hasn't said anything. I used to do that on Mixer. I learned my lesson since. But
I was gonna say, talking about that, what do you think? You know, because that's one of the things that has been, like, I've seen on YouTube. A couple of people have started talking about it. One of the podcaster type gals that does some things, that was one of the questions. She says that you should call out lurkers, and I'm like, no. I mean, there was no.
I disagree. Lurkers are, first of all, respect and love your lurkers. They thought about you that day, and they're totally down to pull a tab up for you. They're busy with their own stuff, but they thought enough about you to stop by your stream. And how many streams are there? So many, millions. And there's a billion things that they could rather be doing. They could be going to the grocery store. They could be eating a fuck ton of ice cream. They can be, you know, literally setting up a swing set. They could be, you know, trying to go to, just make reservations to go to Disney World, like anything. Yeah. But they choose to be there for you. So don't take that lightly. Don't call out your lurkers for lurking. I know everybody wants to talk to people live in their chat, and it does happen. But I feel like you need to really be masters of talking to yourself sometimes, and really keeping a topic going that you want to talk about. Yeah, is it easier to bounce off somebody else in your chat? Yes, but sometimes, especially when you're growing, you're not going to have that luxury all the time. And, you know, I know some people like that have, you know, 50 to 100 to even thousands of viewers that just, they have to turn on slow chat because their chat moves so effing fast that they can't even talk to anybody. Yeah. So naturally, when you have somebody that you can actually chat with and have that personal, interpersonal relationship with, cherish that, because a lot of people view kind of these, I don't want to say smaller channels because that's a bad word. Yep. These channels that, you know, might not have as much traction yet, because that's really where people can get that conversation that a lot of people need. A lot of people don't even like watching bigger channels because they just, nobody can talk to them besides a mod that might say, oh, by the way, I mean, and the mods for those channels, I don't know how they fucking do it.
I know. I mean, I'll go to a bigger channel. I'll go to one that's playing. If I'm in the mood to watch like some good Call of Duty or some good Apex play, you know, if none of my people that I normally watch are on, you know, I'll go watch one of them just because I'm trying to learn. You know, I like to learn from them to see what they do. And plus, a lot of times those bigger streamers, when they're just focused on the game, like Tim, you know, and Nick, when they do it together, they make it enjoyable to watch because they're constantly arguing with each other. They're constant, you know, but it's a friendship.
Their banter they have back and forth, that's content, and that works for them. Now, granted, there's a lot of people. Oh, he just went offline. But honestly, a guy that was in the Mixer days back in the day, my buddy No Cocoa Puffs, he's a great Apex player. Now, granted, he talks to his chat. He's Italian, so he talks at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and he uses his hands a lot, and I love him to death. But, you know, here's the thing. He's really made a name for himself on Twitch. He started on Twitch, and he had an opportunity to go to Mixer and start with me. I was very close with him back at that time, but he chose kind of to be like, he kind of noticed the whole Mixer thing and kind of the issues that, you know, it brought, and he was kind of like, Mister, you should stay on Twitch. I mean, I feel like Mixer, you can go ahead and try to be Mixer famous, because I know you probably will, because you got something, but like, dude, you should probably stay on Twitch and try to build. And I stuck with Mixer, and I know that I'm kind of kicking myself now a little bit from that whole thing. But, you know, at the end of the day, I don't want to give up the Mixer stuff. I feel like I learned a lot, and I really kind of, you know, I might be a little bit more behind Noko, and Noko he's a pro player for CLG now. He does a lot of Apex stuff, but the main thing that he does is he makes YouTube videos that are more about the guides and how to play and stuff like that. So whenever he's live on Twitch, he sometimes touches on those things, and sometimes he rips from his Twitch to make into YouTube videos, stuff like that. But I feel like there's a way to try and, you know, get better with tips and tricks videos that a lot of these really, really good, you know, players like to do. Yeah. So they on Twitch, they can focus on being that Tim the Tap Man, focus on the entertainment aspect of it, besides, you know, always trying to be in sweat, you know, tips and tricks mode all the time, because a lot of that is exhausting. Oh yeah, I've been there, done that with Call of Duty, and let me tell you something, I've dissected a lot of games. I've watched other people's streams, I've watched other people's gameplay. I'm even doing a series right now on Dead by Daylight where I'm watching my games back and focusing on how bad I'm fucking doing. Seen that. Yeah. Oh god, it was so weird. I need to figure out a better way to do it. But at the end of the day, I've realized how much mistakes I'm really am making, and I'm like, wow. Like, if I slow this down and dissect, I can see what I'm thinking, but I feel like I miss so many things that I probably should do. But honestly, if you're really trying to get better at something, guys, just watch yourself back and really figure out a way to record yourself and just see what decisions you make. Now, granted, you can get somebody like, you know, maybe me, if it's a game that I'm very, very, you know, a different set of eyes, maybe even Rebel Dog as well. Yeah. And just, we can watch your gameplay, and I'm totally down. If you send it to me in a certain file on, you know, an unlisted video, whatever, on YouTube, I can see it and maybe commentate. I'm thinking about running my own series, doing that as well, just to focus on different things. I mean, I got a lot of things in the background, Rebel Dog. I'm just trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm slow. I'm down with you. That's what I told you in the beginning. It's like, we got so many plans for this channel. There's so much potential, and that's the thing. I mean, I feel like it's been really, really hard to get the channel and the ideas going, because literally starting from zero, trying to get up to 1,000, that takes time, especially if you're trying to get everything going. So I have a lot of ideas. It just takes a lot of time getting used to a new life as well with with you know, Monica, my girlfriend, everything. It's just been a really just a time of just a lot of things are happening for the first time in my life where I'm actually feeling supported, and a lot of the time I feel really truly loved. But at the same time, I'm really trying to get used to what she's doing and getting used to, you know, tendencies and things like that, and trying to separate work from home life, things like that. Because right now, my work is here in this room. This is the house. So it's kind of hard to kind of keep it sometimes in this room, because I'm always kind of switched on when it comes to streaming. So I'm the same way. It's kind of just, when you love something and you're passionate about something, you want to think about it a lot. And I know that sometimes it is very, very hard to separate that from a lot of things. I know we had a segment on my own podcast with my girl about, you know, gaming and how it really affects relationships. We wanted to do an episode about that. I'm not actually sure if that one actually went live or not, but I think we've touched on it enough times, kind of being like, man, you know, that's why finding somebody that really understands, you know, what you're really doing and how you can, you know, how you operate as a human is really, really important. I know not everybody has that luxury, but trying to educate and just trying to help them understand, not make them understand, help them understand. Because really, realistically, it's just, they don't know. They don't understand. Now, if they don't want to know and they're just very ignorant about it, then that might be a tough battle to win. But at the end of the day, you know, that's kind of how it is sometimes. Yeah, and that's what it's like I said, that's the one thing I always sit there and tell everybody is just like, you've got to have some type of support, and I'm so happy that, you know, your girlfriend is 100% supported behind you, and everything else, you know, like I said, I think that's where I failed in the beginning, is because I didn't look for that support when I first started. You know, so, you know, that's why. And now when you look back and you're like, wow, like that could have been so much. Wow. You know? You know, but, you know, like I said, with the support I have now, you know, with you guys, you know, actually, because like I said, you know, self-doubt is one of the biggest thing a streamer has, is self-doubt. Yeah,
You know, I think
doubt is the killer of dreams. Do not let doubt get in there, because that will kill your dream.
I mean,
and self-doubt especially. Like, I'm the biggest, even now, I doubt myself all the time. I'm literally just wake up sometimes and I'm just maybe going to sleep. I'm sometimes just in tears because I just don't know where I'm going. I just don't know where I'm at. And I feel so stressed, financial stress. And everything like that, being a streamer and doing this full time, like it's hard. Yeah. Especially when you see, my half of the mortgage coming up and, how much money I'm actually making with this, plus, maybe some day trading I do on the side and trying to, make ends meet. I mean, it's tough out here. So really, realistically, putting on, this happy hype aura of the Mister is sometimes hard some days, because I'm just fucking terrified. It is, with how this can go. And that's why, any support that we get, we're just very, very thankful from our communities, because it really goes a long way, honestly. Yeah. No, like I said, I mean, it's just like with me, and it's like every show, like I tell you, a lot of it's nerves, and sometimes if I keep myself busy, if I have show after show after show, as long as I can keep myself busy, the self-doubt's not there. It's when I have that lull, like when I sit there. But, you have when to let your brain get to that point. That's why staying busy is good. But it's also good to reflect and get a break. Because sometimes if you just keep going, workhorse, and this is what I've been telling my girl to some extent, because she just works and works and works and works. Like, I've never seen somebody work so much. She's got a full-time job. She also does group fitness. She does 3 classes a week. She does all these things. And plus she, has a daughter that she has for half the week and stuff like that. So it's just, I have never seen a stronger willed person, and just how much she works. She's been emotional to me sometimes about how she doesn't really know how to stop. Yeah. Because this is what she does, and this is what she knows. And I feel like she's got a nice little work trip planned for this week. So I'm really, really excited that she can have some time to just take a breather, take some time to just reset. Because I think she honestly really, really does need that. I love her to death, and I feel like this is something that she really does need. So it's really important to get yourself there, because you will literally make yourself go insane. You will literally just be so down on yourself, and you'll find more time to beat yourself up because you don't give yourself the time to recover. So it's just like you're always injured in this state of shit, and it's horrible. Yeah. No, I that's what I'm saying. Yeah, even if it's just taking a walk around the block, or taking a weekend, like you said, she's taking that trip. Just take a weekend and close your systems down, totally shut them down, walk away, and not come back, and not stay off of social media, do everything else like that. Just totally unplug for just a day or two. You will see how much more productive you will be when you come back. I was real with my stream today. I kind of went to that place where I was like, guys, I mean, it might be a time to maybe take a break, for 2-3 days, just for me to kind of get my shit straight together, because I feel like I'm in this kind of, not a lull, as you said, but just kind of a time to reflect and a time to figure out what my next move is. Because I feel like I have a lot of things happening up here, but not a lot of things are actually happening motor wise to make that happen. So I feel like I might need a little break, which I will probably announce. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to happen, but I know the stream will understand, because I feel like a lot of people, even more well-known broadcasters, I mean, there's a lot of people that maybe only go live once a week sometimes. There's a lot of people that maybe take a lot of time off, which is totally fine. And a lot of these people, that's why I feel like I don't want to say the tip to stream less, but I feel like that's something that a lot of people might consider doing, and really cherish that time and really bring it for those maybe 4 to 5 hours. Because if people literally stream and grind literally 5, 6, 7 days a week for 8-10 hours at a time, you're going to exhaust yourself. Oh, yeah. And I've seen people do it, and there's a lot of different people that might be just built different and can do it, but eventually, it's going to catch up with you. Yeah. And I know some people might think they're invincible little kids and superheroes that can just stream 72 hours straight, but let me just tell you something. I streamed 17 hours for my subathon, and I thought I was going to die. So I just can't do it. So at the end of the day, folks, take care of yourself. Self-care is very, very important. I did an episode on that in my last podcast, and it was just, it was really fulfilling just to kind of hear what people had to say. And I learned a lot from just what people had to say about it. So self-care is huge. And make sure it's a full-time job. And I know maybe all you guys have maybe 1 or 2 full-time jobs, but honestly, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
It is a full-time job.
Yeah, because this here is more mental draining than, I mean, you can work, you know, because I work in construction or a construction field during the day. I mean, I don't do a lot of physical labor because I drive most of the day, but you know, the mental strain of dealing with traffic and people and stuff like that. But then coming here, this is kind of like my escape from reality.
Yeah, this is your sigh of relief, and I don't want that to feel like an actual job for you, because a lot of people, streaming turns into something that they choose to not, you know.
But there's some days it's just like, you know, that's the reason why, because when I first started this, I was doing, you know, I had 4 shows a week, you know, for the first 3 weeks, and I'm like, holy crap,
that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that's way too much, you know. And I had everything separated to where I did certain ones on this day, certain ones on this day, and then so when I talked to Kamikaze, it's like, man, I think I'm just going to combine, you know, all of these type of interviews all into Thursday nights, and then
good for you. All that took was a meeting, right?
Yeah.
To just get that straight. I mean, it's so important to have meetings with your staff as well. If you have somebody out there that's supporting you, that, you know, is there for you and wants to work with you and partners with you, have meetings with them on a regular basis, like every week to every other week, just kind of check in. And because if you lose that, and it's really, really hard to kind of get that back sometimes. I know that some people might be there for you no matter what, and that's really cool. But sometimes, you know, people just focus on their own lives, and it's kind of hard to kind of do anything else sometimes. So just naturally, like, always stay hungry, always stay thinking ahead. And that's really why a lot of these guys are just, you know, where they're at right now, because they are thinking ahead. They're 3 steps ahead. Don't be 3 steps behind, because I've been there, I've done that, and it sucks. So you always just feel, and I feel like now I'm kind of getting back to that territory even now with my streaming career, because I feel like my brain's here, but my body's here because I'm just so physically exhausted from just doing all these things and getting used to my new life, which there's nobody to blame, but, you know, just me, because I'm out of shape. But that's kind of besides the point, even though I still look good. Yeah, but, you do. It's just, I just feel like, man, I used to look like absolute crap a year ago, and now I just feel so much better mentally, physically, emotionally. But I still feel like the stream is growing each and every day, and I feel like I'm meeting new people every single day. And that's what people should really be focusing on. You know, I know everybody wants to be something, and view that as goals, a vision, something for the future. Set goals for yourselves. And that's something that a lot of people just, you know, I know it's kind of cliche. I know some people might be like, oh, mister, we know. But, like, honestly, do you do it, though?
Yeah, it's just
you might think you do, but honestly, do it.
Yeah. It's like there's a lot of people that, you know, that's one of the things, you know, I wanted to stay clear of, you know, especially like when I was doing the Creator Tip Tuesdays, is I didn't want it to fall into the same realm as what you see on YouTube and everything else with the Twitch talkers or TikTok and stuff like that. Because I could give tips out the wazoo on every day, you know, but I wanted to bring people in like you guys that have been here forever, and which, by the way, you're welcome to come do one of those episodes anytime that you want to do.
Oh, too, absolutely. So. I got tips out the ass cheeks, you know me, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that I'm still learning too to become more self-sufficient, because honestly, the less you have to pay people to do these things, and the more that you can do them, it's a very hands-on kind of industry when you're in this realm of not really making enough to do it all yourself. But at the end of the day, doing it yourself is the most cost-effective option than going to somebody else and being like, oh, can you make emotes for me? Oh, can you make graphics for me? Oh, I don't know anything about computers. Can you tell me what hardware I should get? Oh, can you fix my computer because I don't know how to fix it? Oh, can you do this? Can you do that? And then it's just going to keep going. And now, meanwhile, you have a broken ass computer, no emotes, no anything. Your stream just looks crazy. And now you're just sitting there going like, oh man. So that's when really, like, that's what I think the biggest tips that are not covered in these, you know, seminars or whatever that people watch these days. A lot of tips are for people that already have like these things figured out. which they're already going, which is fine. Those are good tips. But honestly, becoming self-sufficient and really becoming your own aura of awesome, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, totally.
Is really just something that I think a lot of people need to learn at the end of the day, because that's something that I'm still learning. If my computer breaks right now, I wouldn't even know where to look. Yeah. I mean, I know some things, but, you know, I'd probably have, and that's when you have friends sometimes that can actually, you know, help you whenever it happens, because I know at least 3-4 tech guys that I know that I can call. You know, some of them might be really busy and they might not be able to look at it for a few days. Some people I can call and they'll literally be on the phone with me in 2 hours through TeamViewer and look at it and figure it out. So I'm fortunate to have those relationships. But some people, if their PC breaks, they're like, well, the stream's over.
Yeah.
And that would suck, because I know some people put a lot into this and a lot of people are trying really, really hard. And it would just stink to have people in that situation. So honestly, the more you can learn, like, that's why if you're ever feeling like you're in like a streaming drought or like you don't know what to play, maybe you don't play a game. Maybe do research on how to make your stream better. Focus on your brand. Because honestly, games out today has been kind of, you know, games have been delayed due to everything that's been happening in the world. And I want to kind of talk about that to kind of maybe close us out. Rebel Dog, do you have any games that you looking forward to?
I don't know. I play a lot of, I started playing a lot of horror games. Everyone like Phasmophobia and stuff came out.
Oh, dear.
And there's a new one that just dropped yesterday. I can't remember what it's Mulan. But I was watching Reanimator play it, and I was like, you know, I've heard, you know, they've been kind of like spoofing it on Twitter here back and forth for the last few days about it coming out. And it's like, oh, okay, it's just another horror game. But, you know, I was watching her play it and it was like really, really interesting. But no, like I said, I'm into the, when it comes to games, I have to have games that grab my attention. Yeah. Or keep my attention. That's the reason why I like playing COD and I like playing Apex, because it's constantly moving. You know, it's not, unless you're a camper and you're sitting in a corner, but
oh, we don't talk about those people. But I understand, because I was into Call of Duty and Apex for a long, long time. I mean, I've had my times with those games, and it's always something that I was thinking about going to Apex today on broadcast. I played primarily Jackbox games today and played with the community, met a lot of new people, and had a couple trolls to deal with, stuff like that. So it was always a good time. It was fun. But Apex is always something that I feel like I can get into, and it's good out of the box, you know, fun. It's fast paced, this, that, and the other. And Call of Duty has been kind of more so less because of everything that's been going on. I've been kind of staying away from it. But, you know, it is a good example. When I was into it a lot, it was always something that I knew, that I kind of understood, and it was just easy to pick up and play. And I feel like that's what a lot of these games are kind of going towards, the masses of players, instead of being, you know, because that's why games, I think, like Rainbow Six Siege and Escape from Tarkov, I mean, those are very, very, very high skill, hard to play games, which I feel like is going to deter a lot of people from, maybe some people might try them, but I feel like they're not very user friendly, and a lot of people are more casual gamers. And I'm not turning into a casual gamer by any means. I still have that competitive fire, guys, just letting everybody know. But I feel like bringing my energy and my, you know, competitive nature to a more casual game, it's a lot more fun for me, let's be honest. But at the end of the day, those competitive games are just turning into, with skill-based matchmaking, it literally just feels like I'm playing $100,000 tournament every match, because it's just everybody's sweating, nobody misses. I feel like I'm playing against a bunch of trained assassins that are just having my number, and that's it. And it's really disheartening. And I know that a lot of these skill-based matchmaking, I know we've already talked about this. We're probably talking about this for the 5th time today. But honestly, it's just it's hard to really get into these games again, because I just know that I have to sweat so hard and try so hard to really not really go anywhere. And that's kind of just not fulfilling with me with games anymore. I know for some people, they enjoy the competition, they enjoy the rush, they enjoy the adrenaline, which is nice. And I feel like a lot of maybe the people that watch me back on Mixer can agree with that. That's why a lot of them still played Battle Royales, played PUBG, played Blackout, went into Warzone, even though Warzone has been a complete hacking mess. And, you know, they're trying to fix it. No, they're trying, but I feel like they're a little too late, personally, for me.
I can tell you that there's one game I have gotten into here lately, and I think it's been around for a while, but I think this is a reversion of it, Splitgate.
Yeah.
You know,
I actually know Derek Sniping for Dom just got partnered with them for a while. So
I've been really when I do stream, like I said, I stream on the Stack Up channel on Sunday mornings as part of my little.
What is that game? So is it like Portal mixed in with like Halo?
Yeah, basically.
Like I've seen gameplay of it and I just look confused. I'm just like, okay, now I got to worry about portals and I got to shoot people like Halo. I think Wookiee would really enjoy a game like that personally because he's into Halo. I was never really the Halo kind of guy. I played SWAT back in the day, back in Halo 1 and 2 and stuff like that, but I think Halo is kind of fallen off the map a little bit when it comes to popularity and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, folks, the new Halo game is coming out, and I think a lot of people are excited for it. And I think this is a time when Call of Duty, the reign of COD, might end. And I feel like Battlefield and Halo and all these other games are taking their sweet time, but I feel like they're really building something nasty over there. But I do feel like the transitional period with consoles and stuff like that is going to hold a lot of these games back, and I feel like it's not going to be the smoothest transition.
Portal, it's a Portal with a generic shooter. It's a Portal with generic shooter. I mean, to me, it's.
I have yet to try it, but I've seen
it's relaxed. It's actually relaxing. A
lot of people play it. A lot of people have been enjoying it, so it's a good game that came out at a good time, probably.
I play ranked now because I finally got to the ranked where I could play ranked, so I've been playing ranked.
You ranked superstar. Let's go.
No, not no superstar, but I don't know. It's a game that you could relax and still compete with, in my opinion. I mean, if that makes sense. I mean, you can play it in a competitive nature, but it's more relaxing to play because it's only a 3v3, or it's a 2v2, 3v3, or 4v4. I mean, it's not like a big battle royale type game.
Yeah. Realistically, I think it's more about perspective too during that whole thing, because I know that pro players in Call of Duty back in the COD World League, they think it's just another day at the office, when if you put like myself or you in that situation playing on a main stage against the best COD players in the world, you probably think this is hell on earth.
Yeah.
So realistically, I mean, it's really just what people's expectations are and how they view gaming as a relaxing and as, this, that, and the other, right? So I feel like that's good that you found that, and I really, really like that you found that, because finding a game where you can be competitive with it, but also it relaxes you and calms you down is a rare thing, because I feel like if I play Call of Duty now, I'm just going to get upset. I'm just going to get angry. I think my whole team's just going to call out people for hacking, and it's just not fun. I feel like when I started streaming it and I know that the people that I played with, shout outs to all these people, they're troopers. They deal with me talking all the time, but it's just hard to.
Well, what do you think about the new Vanguard that's coming out?
Honestly, I haven't heard much. I've seen some gameplay of it. I didn't even watch the trailer of it. I've heard promising things, though. It looks good. There's wallpaper. That looks pretty good. But are we going to get an actual gift this year? I'm skeptical about COD, man. I'm turning on the full brakes. I'm going complete skeptical because, honestly, I feel like just they can make any trailer look good. And that's why with Battlefield, I was very skeptical too. I mean, the trailer looked great. I enjoyed, Kickstart My Heart's one of my favorite songs from Motley Crue. So I loved it. I love the trailer and it just looks amazing, but trailers are trailers.
Yeah.
I want to see some real footage. I want to see some alpha gameplay. I want to see some beta gameplay. I want to see something good. And that's really what we've seen, a couple of things. And I think every game looks promising, but I want to seeing that Battlefield trailer for the first time. I have not been hyped for a game in that long. It kind of got me to that point where I was actually excited about a game. And it's been about 2 years, with the last Call of Duty games coming out. Yeah. Was I excited for Black Ops 4? Yeah, I guess. Was I excited for Modern Warfare? I mean, yeah, but then I played it and I was like, this is a campy door mess. Like, what is going on here? And then Warzone came out and I was like, okay, I guess this is cool, but it's just loadouts. Now everybody's using one gun. This is fun. But I feel like I'm just a tough bitch to impress, I guess. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I've just always got something that I only think that I'm complaining about things because I think I'm passionate about it. And I want to see these games do better for their communities and for just everything, that can happen.
Chad coming in with the raid. What's happening,
Chad,
my
for
dude?
you?
Thank you for that. GG's on your your channel tonight, man. You were wrecking it with Minecraft.
Dude, Minecraft's been, a solid, just a lot of people want me to play it on my streams too. It's just kind of nutty right now. I don't know what's going on.
See, and I can't get into Minecraft.
I think I like watching super bored in 5 seconds, but at the same time, if we can make an activity with it and maybe, there's so many different game modes, game types now. Before it was just building. Yeah. Now I feel like there's just so many things you can do with it now because you can just mod the living hell out of it that it's endless opportunities now.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like watching people because they're very creative with it, and I think it's what it is. You have to have a creative mind to play that game.
Pixelmon, is that like the Pokemon thing? That's like the Pokemon mod, right? Pixelmon. Where you can put different level. Yeah, I've seen that. Wow. I think I watched Oh My God, is Ali play that on his YouTube channel with like Vicstar on YouTube back in the day? Yeah. Like when it just came out, oh my God, that was like vanilla. But like I've seen that, and I'm sure it's evolved into all like 7,000 Pokemon, whatever there is now. So I don't know. That's awesome, Chad. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, Minecraft, like I said, don't get me wrong, I love watching it, and like I said, I love watching people, build their stuff. They built like entire freaking monuments and stuff like that in it.
I mean, I think I figured you out a little bit, Rebel Dog. I think, you're kind of like me. You're kind of like, I like watching anything as long as, it's entertaining and they look like they're really enjoying what they're doing. I can watch literally anything as long as they're keeping it upbeat and enough for me that I don't fall asleep. Because honestly, I mean, I'm not trying to call anybody out here, but sometimes, people, I'm just like, people sometimes maybe forget they're streaming. And I'm like, hello, I'm watching you. And it's just like, you stopped. What is going on here? And then, all it takes is just like, okay, well, you stopped, click, and that's it.
Yeah. And so, that's what's getting,
that's why it never stops.
I go through so many channels, I think I've got, me personally, I've got a good group that I watch, when I can catch you on, I watch you. Like I said, most of the people that stream that I interviewed and stuff like that, they stream during the day. So, I'm on my mobile. I have the option to go through at least 1 or 2 channels a day, and so I kind of try to divide it up. When I know your guys' streaming schedule, or if I see you go live on my phone, it's like, as soon as I get a little bit of break, I'll go in and at least pull it up for a few minutes.
Twitch notifications, man, they got to fix that because I swear people getting notifications like 3, 4, 5 hours late.
Oh, I think what happens is I don't know. Yeah. Because I'll get a notification when somebody goes live and I'm in their channel, and it's like a couple hours later, if I'm in here editing or something like that, and I've got a channel pulled up. And it's just like it comes across when they go live because that's how I know, or it comes across my email. And I'll get like 4 or 5 notifications from the same channel, even though I'm sitting there watching it, saying that they're live. So I don't know if it's like...
I don't know what's going on. I really just... I have everything set up like everybody told me to, and it still does it.
No, so I think what happens, when the server glitches like it just did on us earlier...
Yeah, it probably just restarted everybody's alerts when that happened.
I think it automatically...
I saw a lot of people actually go live right when that happened. And I think it was a whole Twitch thing.
Yeah, because like I said, it never... My frames never dropped in OBS. It's just I happened to glance up and it said disconnected. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's on Twitch. That does happen. It's rare sometimes, but at peak times of the evening, I've realized, when a lot of people are probably on the platform streaming, I feel like the servers might get a little too overloaded on, whatever server we're on. So I think that's usually what happens. I usually stream during the afternoon and in the early evenings. It rarely happens. And the mornings, it never happens. But I feel like when there's a lot of people on, I do see it happen more in the evening time. That's okay.
So talking about that, let's talk about platforms. I mean, we were talking about Mixer and everything else. Have you streamed on Trovo or streamed on Glimish?
No. I have not. I've looked at them. I've looked at them very briefly, and I decided just that I was not ready to go into something new after Mixer happened. I was very, skeptical about everything because honestly, once you have the rug pulled from under you once, you're like, paranoid. So. I mean, I know that there's probably. I mean, let's see how long Trovo lasts and Glimish. I mean, I wish them the best, but I just feel like just new platforms coming into the market right now against YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. it's just
they're gonna have to up their game.
I don't know. I'm just very concerned. I mean, I feel like a lot of people will jump on those, new platforms maybe to try and get something going, but I think it's more of a they'll do exactly what Mixer did. Mixer kind of was, a little bit, crazy with their money because they had Big Daddy Microsoft, which billions.
Yep.
But I know a lot of these other companies, they don't really have that, or they're just are figuring out now that, man, okay, we tried.
Yeah.
Which I'm not trying to count them out yet, but I just don't have much faith, honestly.
Well, it's like I told you, I didn't want to do the affiliate I didn't want to sign any contracts with Twitch.
You made the right call, 100%.
Because I want to be able to it's just like tonight we're restreaming to, every night we do this, I automatically restream to Glimmage just because, I'm trying to help that platform because I have faith in that platform. But
that's good.
I've told him my opinion is just like, you need to start advertising. I know you're waiting on getting your mobile integration, but you need to start doing more advertising right now while you're doing your mobile integration, because having a total of 15 people over there at a time on a day, you're gonna have to have some type of big event to see if your servers can actually have.
It's those platforms that make those big decisions and that really go for it and actually feel like they know where they're going. And that's really you could probably do so much better in telling them what to do than they probably do. Because honestly, I mean, I don't know what's going on with some of these companies with the people in charge, but I'm like, dudes, it makes perfect sense to all these other people.
Yeah.
And then I know for legal reasons, this, that, and the other, maybe they can't do it. Maybe they have to wait for something else to happen before they can do this because it's part of a contract, yada, 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 whatever. Yeah. But it's just, there's a lot of legal red tape, I want to say, that's kind of just not explained. And I mean, I wish these companies luck, and I wish I had the same, wanting to help a new platform, because I want to see something else kind of get big and take over, because honestly I feel like Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook kind of have it made right now, and they kind of have their things, and I want to see some more competition, just judging from how big the how big this has gotten. I feel like there's so many people that look to this platforms for a daily basis because it's become part of ingrained in their minds and their lives, that I feel like the more opportunities people have to get noticed and not just fall into this, forever depths of Twitch or whatever, where, it's just hard to even get anything done. It's disheartening, even for like broadcasters like Psycho Plays, myself, that have been doing this for almost a decade.
Yeah.
It's just, it just feels kind of, like a slap in the face to us, because I know how much work I put in, and Psycho knows how much work he's put in.
Yep.
I know that Psycho was on last week, but I know a lot about that man, and I know how much he struggled literally in that realm of just, struggling for about 6 years, 7 years. He didn't have the mask. He didn't have this aura of Psycho Plays.
Yeah.
This came to him in a dream. So naturally, I mean, he probably told you the whole story, and I love Psycho. So, I like to use him as an example sometimes.
Oh, he's a great,
really, it's cut and dry, really. And what he's done, I'm so proud of him. And honestly, with everything that he's done, he's just really, really been a figure for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I can't be more proud of him. Yeah. And anybody that speaks bad about him, I just feel like you guys don't get it.
No, he's one of those. He's one of those, just like you. You guys put a lot of work into your stuff. You believe in what you do, and those are the kind of streamers that I draw me. You guys draw me to you because you're wholesome, you're humble, you're real. Even though Psycho does a character, but he's still Shannon.
Yes.
No matter, you put the mask on, you take the mask off.
Nobody's ever going to call him a fake.
No.
Because that's not something that Psycho's all about. And Psycho said something really that stuck with me, really, when it comes to being wholesome and, bring value and things like that. He was very much saying, he's got to remember, because he deals with self-doubt just like I do all the time, especially at their mixer. We have like PTSD.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't want to use that term lightly, because I know a lot of people deal with that on a daily basis. That's horrible. I mean, there's a lot of people right now, soldiers that are like, 20 years old right now in Afghanistan, that see people die all the time, and they're probably going to deal with a lot of that shit when they come back home. I mean, there's, even my girlfriend's brother, he's over there right now in Kuwait. He's over there right now.
Oh, man.
And that big thing that happened, 13 people dead in the airport? He saw it literally on camera.
Yeah,
So it was horrible. But, I don't want to spend time about that. But at the end of the day, losing, comparing myself to something like that is just not great. But I wanted to explain that, because I know what PTSD is. Post-traumatic stress disorder. I mean, a lot of people deal with it. But the main thing is about Mixer, and what Psycho and I really lost on that platform, it hit us very, very hard.
Yeah.
And, Psycho might have talked about it a lot, and, he just but he realized something. He realizes, and I realize, hey, I'm good at what I do.
Yep.
So I'm going to make sure that I do the best I can to just, be me, because nobody can do that better than me.
And not only
I know
that,
that's kind of cliche, but that's completely true.
No,
name me somebody who does it better than Psycho plays at being Psycho.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, is if you start something, it doesn't matter if you're a character or yourself or whatever, but if you start it and that self-doubt starts kicking in, and then by one chance, all it takes is one break. It just takes one break, one large streamer to come through. It's just like tonight, if one of the big streamers came through with 10,000 people, that could make or break this channel. For the fact, because if we're not grabbing their attention, and all those people could, the 10,000, it might last there for about a few seconds, but boom, it's all gone, because
that's why you got to kick it to another level. And and that's always a great thing that can happen. And that's why that's why social media too, like TikTok, has been so huge. And if you ever get a trending video, I mean, you can get thousands, if not tens of thousands, people that can see your content and just really explode. And there's a lot of people that are on TikTok right now that do a lot of things, and I'm just like, they just making a few videos change their lives forever.
Yeah.
So realistically, that's why it's so attractive right now in the realm of just that and streaming, because a lot of people might get that big break. Now, don't expect that big break to happen. But if you put in the work and you have a really, really good product and other people can see that, that's a start. Okay?
Yeah. Be prepared for it. Always be prepared that every stream you start and every stream you come into, that one person, is going to be the one that makes or it can make you, And like I said,
sorry. Go continue.
No. I mean, it's just like I said. I mean, no, my views are not huge, but my VOD, some of the VODs on this channel, have gotten some pretty good, have gotten more
replayability, and
have gotten more views than I've ever gotten on anything that I've done. So, but this channel's not about, like I said, this channel's not about me. I want to make sure that you guys get the, I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to make sure that you guys get, noticed by people that would probably never notice you. That way it would help everybody in the long term. Because
here's just a fact. I mean, when people, I know a lot of people, like, maybe numbers might be a weird thing with this whole thing, but I feel like watching somebody live is sometimes hard, because people might not have the time just to sit there at their desk and at their computer on their TVs and just sit there and watch us stream.
Yeah.
So some people like to watch it later with VODs and like to do that. So having VODs enabled is huge. It allows for other people to go in there and see your content. And that's why I feel like having your audio perfect and having just your persona be the best possible no matter what. I mean, it's good. Sometimes maybe just being live and being there is a part of your, aura as a streamer. Because sometimes maybe some people don't really catch it in the rerun. Maybe some people just, you need to be there to kind of understand. And I feel like there is still a thing. It's kind of like listening to a band on a CD or on Spotify or whatever versus seeing them live at a concert.
Yeah.
It's a very different energy. And I feel like sometimes with streaming, it's not as crazy as the comparison I just made. But I feel like it's something that I think a lot more people live, you can feel the energy more instead of just watching it later and on your phone or whenever you can. So,
but
much as I want to say, I feel like that's kind of me live. I feel like on the reruns, still have a couple people go in there and watch some of the clips and some of the things, but it's just a different atmosphere. But I'm glad that people are coming into your stuff and really giving your VODs a listen to, because honestly, that's a lot of the podcasts are like that. And I'm just glad that they're working out. Sure.
I've just got to work on the whole. I got to figure out YouTube. That's this whole thing, I figured
YouTube
out.
YouTube is a whole nother beast, dude.
I figured out Twitch a little bit. Now I just got to figure out YouTube.
Once you figure it out, bro, it'll always change. That's the thing.
I know. That's why
that's why I'm so stressed out all the time, because I think I get something and they change it. It's kind of like those Facebook updates back in the day, 10, 15 years ago. We got used to this new layout, right? And then they change it again.
Yeah.
And it's all crazy, but honestly,
that's why starting next week, starting on the 16th with Pirate Stream, because I'm trying to still figure out some of the stuff, and I figured by then I'll have 2 weeks to figure it out. We're gonna put I've tested some streams out on YouTube just to make sure it all works right, but we're gonna start debuting and start restreaming to YouTube as well.
Yeah,
and then slowly by the end of the year we'll be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Glimish, and then then I'll start tapping into Instagram. But that's great. I mean, I wish you the best of luck, and when you get it working, just let me know, and I'll try to do my best to try and send as many people your way as possible, because I think connections wise, I do know a lot of people. It's just hard sometimes as a person that's been away for a while, just to regain those relationships and really just kind of become a part of their lives again. Because I feel like on Mixer, I might have not had the flashiest views or anything, but I think connections wise, I just have that special superpower of like just walking in and just meeting anybody. You do.
Like, I could talk to the president of Mixer just like I'm talking to you right now.
Well,
doesn't scare me.
Like I said,
that's how it was when I met the Mixer president. I mean, she was literally 4'11" tall. She was an Asian lady. And I was just like, wow, this is cool. I didn't know you were this person. She shook my hand and everything. She knew who I was. And I was like, wait, hold on a second. What? So it was a really surreal experience. And that's why, when events start opening up again, like Twitch cons, and, we had PAX West, South, East, whatever.
Yeah.
I recommend every streamer, or at least if you wanted to go to an event like that, seeing people and actually making those real life connections is huge. I know TwitchCon, whenever they start opening up stuff again with everything happening with the pandemic and everything, I just feel like get your tickets early, because it's about to be wild and packed.
Oh, that first time they get the notification saying they're open for business, I guarantee you, it doesn't matter where it's going to be, it's going to be overrun.
They could have it on Mars and people would try to go. It's crazy. So just be careful. I don't want to be the daddy in the room saying everybody be careful when they go somewhere, but like, guys, please take care of yourselves. There's a lot of shit happening right now in the world, and we just want everybody to be safe, and everybody to be trying to do everything safely.
Yeah, but like I said, speaking of that, how many PAX how many conventions and stuff like that have you been to?
I've only been to 2, and then one unofficial event where I actually did go to Washington State, to Redmond, Washington, and actually went to the Mixer headquarters. This was back probably March, April of 2019. So that was, I want to say that's an official trip, because I actually did a little behind the scenes work with them to try and do some panel work, stuff like that. So I did actually do that. And that was actually a very, very cool thing that I did for about a couple of days, and did some recording and stuff like that. Actually saw the Mixer headquarters, saw these people actually put the faces to these people. And it was just there's nothing else that's like it, honestly. That's why I recommend these events. Try and go. I know a lot of people might be a little hesitant to go with everything going on, but granted, do your thing. I'm going to probably be a lot more, safer as well, just to make sure that everything's good.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, folks, I mean, if you've always wanted to meet your favorite broadcaster, always wanted to, you know, try and make these connections, I mean, treat your stream like a business, really do. Because honestly, you know, you gotta
network,
not sell yourself, but network with people to just really, really understand that they know who you are and you know what they are, and, you know, really do your research on some of these streamers that are going, so you can really start a conversation with them. Because honestly, once you start talking to maybe a streamer that actually, you know, might actually have a little bit of like work under their belts with broadcasting, they're going to really understand one thing. What is that? It's really that, you know, you talk to them and you know what they're about, what they're doing, stuff like that. Because honestly, a lot of people are just going to be simps for people, which is totally fine at the end of the day. I love the attention, but if somebody can come to me and basically say, oh, mister, I see you doing this, that, and the other, and I really enjoy your content. Wow, do you think I want to talk to that person? Absolutely, because they know about me. So honestly, treat it like, you know, a month or two before the event, like, and usually people will probably tell you whenever they're going to events like this, especially streamers that maybe you want to meet and connect with, stuff like that. So always try to do your homework. I know it's kind of crazy, but that's why I was able to really rekindle a lot of these relationships with people, even on Twitch now, because I knew what they were up to and I knew what they were doing. And it's really just something that I feel like a lot of people just kind of just, oh, I'm just going to go and meet everybody, it's going to be great. No, come prepared.
Business cards.
Bring business cards. Business cards are good, but business cards isn't what really sells you. I know that that's a big misconception, because like, oh, he's going to get my card. Do you know how many cards those people get?
That's what I was going to say. Business cards are good, but the fact is, you know, 98%, some of the conventions, not this kind of conventions, but some of the, you know, business conventions that I've been to, you know, that's one thing, you know, we're always told, make sure you hand out your business card. And basically, you end up with a stack of business cards this day. At the end of the day, you end up throwing them in the trash. Unless that person stuck out to you, you know, or...
which means you have a different kind of card, you have a different style, you have your own personal branding that you want to put into it. But honestly, you have time to talk to these people. If they're willing to talk to you, which some people just won't have time, and usually those people will ask for a card because they just don't have time. Maybe it's a really bigger streamer. If it's Tim the Tap Man, you're lucky that he's even talking to you sometimes because he's so damn busy. But, you know, he talks to his fans. Like, these people want to talk to you. They want to, because they want to make connections too, you know? So everybody's there for the same reason, but you need to make sure that you do your homework and you maybe target a few streamers a time, and also, you know when they're going to be there, stuff like that. Like, don't stalk these people for heaven's sakes, but like, just, you know, make it natural. And I know some people might be a little nervous going to their first event, stuff like that. Just make sure, you know, if you do go to an event, it's your first time, try to maybe go with somebody where it's not their first time. Like, go with somebody that might know what's going on, know the things that you need to do, maybe know the venue a little bit more. Like, I know that when my second time at PAX rolled around, do you know how many people wanted to go with me? Because I knew what the building, I knew exactly what was going to happen usually. Now, it ended up being a lot different the second time I went to PAX South, but a lot of people were a lot more confident in going because I was going. So that was actually pretty cool how that happened. But honestly, events, when they open up again, I can't recommend them enough. They're so helpful, and it will really open your eyes and really how big this whole thing can be and how small it actually is at the same time. So it's pretty cool.
I mean, and you know, with the every changing day and every changing world, I mean, I think this broadcasting, you know, everybody thought that it was going to start dying off there for a while, because that's one reason why I was hesitant about getting into it way back before everything happened. But it's just like, I believe now with everything happening, I think this is going to be between, and there might not be a lot of people that, you know, because a lot of, I guess what I'm trying to say is, people start out thinking that it's going to be grand. You know, they get a camera, they get a computer, they get, you know, they go live, and then, you know, they're streaming to 0 viewers or 1 viewer.
Your expectations out the window, bro, because this shit is hard. Okay. I hate to break it to everybody out there, but this is hard. Okay, you're gonna really, struggle.
Yeah, it takes a different breed to do this. I mean, just like any other job, you have to be it's based on skill, talent, and luck. And I would say probably transfer and put the luck in front and skill and talent.
Oh, with Mixer especially. I didn't really touch on this, but I feel like the cards kind of fell into place at the right time for me specifically, because when I was starting off, Mixer was new. And World War II views at the time, Call of Duty World War II, the game that I mained pretty much to get partnered, which I don't know how I did that. That's crazy. But it happened.
Yeah.
And I was very, very, I was battling for that top spot with Danny, who I'm still friends with on Twitch, by the way, Danny C Show. He's great.
Nice.
We were going back and forth with the top viewership of that. And we only had maybe 30, 50, 60 viewers at a time, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, I say only that because, it was kind of, when you look at the top games on Twitch with everybody streaming maybe Call of Duty now, how many viewers do you see at the top? Like 11,000, or higher. So it's just insane. But at the end of the day, folks, 50 to 60 people, being that one of the top dogs and one of the top people that brought the viewership for that game, it really got the attention of Mixer. And I feel like I was really kind of one of those, people that really flourished at a time where I could. Yeah. Because it wasn't as big yet. And I feel like a lot of people might have said, even later in my career, people said, oh, you got partnership when it was easy. Bro, really?
I don't think
partnership might have been, the numbers might have been different, but I still maintained partnership, numbers all throughout my career after I got partners. So those people were just people that, wanted what I had and just didn't really have the skills to get there, which honestly, I feel like there's people that might have it or not. And I feel like those people, at least everybody can try it. That's the thing that I always recommend to people. Always try streaming. Don't spend the thousands of dollars on a setup when you're really not even sure if you want to do it yet. Grab an Xbox or grab a nice, PC that's less than $1,000 or whatever. You can stream on pretty much anything.
Yeah.
But just make sure your quality is okay, and you don't have to have the most perfect setup of all time, the Nick Merck setup, that's 20 grand or whatever. But, that's what people people spend so much money just to have it, not work. And then they're just sitting there going well, what the fuck am I doing? So don't make the mistake that those guys did, guys. Start small. It's okay. I know it might sound like, oh, but I need all these things to be successful. No. And yes, is it a lot more than it was 5-10 years ago? Yes. Yeah. But I feel like with technology moving into a certain point, even for me to stream and stay at the really good quality, I have to make upgrades every 2 years.
Yeah.
Or more. So it's this is a very expensive hobby or an expensive way of life. So
yeah, but
get used to it, man.
The return, if you put, it's just like anything. If you put 100% into something, and you, and I'm not saying by sitting behind the camera 100% of the time. You've got to do your, like he said, you got to do your research, do your, and networking. There's other ways to network. Everybody thinks networking is like going to Twitter and posting your links on Twitter. No, that's not networking.
No, that's actually annoying.
Yeah, that's
annoying AF sometimes. And if you do that a lot, then people will start blocking you.
Yeah.
So, there's times to do that, but there's also times to, I see what you're saying though. Absolutely. There's different ways to network, but you want to make sure you do it smart.
Yeah.
You want to do it so you don't overwork yourself or overextend yourself, but you want to make sure that you try and do as much as you can without going into this guy is just annoying the shit out of me, So
the number one thing that I have done that has helped me, because when I go into somebody's stream, I go there for them. I go in there to find out who they are, to be a part of their channel and to enjoy what they're doing. I don't go in there for the fact it's hey, throw my emotes up or throw, like you said, kind of try to hint that I'm a streamer without actually saying I'm a streamer.
I mean, dude, I'm a smart guy. I know 99% of people that go in there stream. Okay. Yeah. You don't have to try and prove to me anything. I know that people will show their true colors. If people just want what you got, they'll let you know.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, what you just said about, you know, actually going to channels for a certain purpose.
Yeah.
That's the real joy of like finding people like you, Rebel Dog, because a lot of people just are nice to your face and they'll be really, really happy with you. But then, you know, as soon as they get what they want from you or whatever, they gone. Peace. You know?
Yeah.
Whatever. I got to follow from you. Peace. Whatever. Like, it's just really sad. And then, to see so many people get used. And, you know, I've been used before. I know a lot of people, you know, were kind of using their way to the top of Mixer, using the way to the top of Twitch. And it's just a sad life. It really is. You wreck a lot of relationships that way. And, you know, I've always tried to be wholesome in the way that I do things. And I know some people might have even accused me of doing these things, but realistically, that's not what I was doing.
No, like
and I know a lot of people will just be jealous of my success or jealous of that I'm in the situation that I am. And, you know, the thing is, be focused more on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, don't be focused on other people and what they're doing, because you're wasting time.
Yeah.
You should be focusing on your brand, what you are building, because that's what you really got to work on at the end of the day. If you're just complaining, oh, why are my views not like Psycho? Why is this just not as good? Why is this not working? Why don't I know anything? Well, that's probably because you're spending most of the time self-doubting yourself and not focusing on what you need to focus on, which is you, goddammit. Like, come on, bro.
Yep. Exactly.
Like, it's so easy, but still, putting yourself down is what it's contagious. It really is. And is it their fault? I don't even want to say it's their fault. It's just a way of life that people have gotten into, with just people at an all-time high of depressants and stuff like that. Like, people are just so down on themselves, man. It makes me sick. But at the end of the day, I don't want to say I understand, because I don't want to claim to understand anything, because, you know, I don't know what they're going through. You know, maybe it's something tough, but at the end of the day, if I see somebody just complaining about something that don't matter, you're wasting time.
Yeah. No, and that's what I'm saying. You know, when you know, talking about, you know, going into networking, it's like you need it. This is the way. Pick like 5 channels a week and just spend time in their channels. Don't sit there and boast about yourself or anything else, but make it about the streamer or the content creator. It goes for like VODs on YouTube and stuff like that. When you leave comments, leave it towards the creator. I guarantee they read those, and you're talking about them and their content or what they've done for you, or, you know, they're going to remember your name, and sooner or later they're going to look you up.
Yeah.
You know,
and these are things that everybody should do, but not everybody does. And it's really, really sad. And I think it's really, really easy to do. It's just a different mindset switch. And I know everybody's trying to, you know, get their channel out there, but doing that on other people's channels is just not the way. And eventually, when you build a good enough relationship with that person, you don't even need to say a word. They will do all the work for you. Because that's how good relationships work. I mean, if Rebel Dog came into my channel, I'll let you know what would happen. He would say, "Hi, dog," and I'll be like, "Rebel Dog is here in the channel. Make sure you guys all check out Rebel Dog. He's a great, awesome talk show." And he does it. I mean, I do it like clockwork.
You do it every time.
I know the people that I enjoy watching, the people that I want to send people their way, because guess what? They motherfucking deserve it. And also, you know, it just feels good to do that. But at the end of the day, if somebody that I don't know just comes in here being like, "Shout me out," I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Or they get pissed because you don't acknowledge them or something like that.
No, it's like those people, just don't pay them any attention. They will go away. Yeah. Honestly. I mean, those people, if people ever get mad that I don't shout them out one time, like if I forget, let's say I'm in a gameplay moment, right? And Rebel Dog comes in there and says, "Hi, dog." Would Rebel Dog ever say, "Where's my shout out"?
I might now, just to screw with you.
I mean, he might, because, you know, he's him. But at the same time, you think I won't notice that?
Yeah.
If people say that shit, I get so like, wow, okay, that's why you come in here. I see how it is now. You know, so don't think I don't see shit like that. And I'm a smart guy, and usually, you know, I know what people are doing. And I don't want to think that everybody's just out to get what I have and out to get views and stuff like that. But I know I have something. And it's about building a community. And that's community. Even if I did shout out, no Jimmy No Thumbs, whatever his name is, that comes into my chat and just literally just wants a shout out. It's their decision. It's the people's decision in your channel or not whether to go over there. But if they notice somebody coming into your chat and being a part of your community, and they notice somebody like that, and they've always been like, oh, I've seen Rebel Dog before. He's come in here and he's really been a nice guy. And he does watch and he does spend the time in here. Those people are more likely going to click that person after a shout and be like, you know what? I'm going to follow him. He seems cool. But this other guy that comes in this first time just expecting something, let's say I just shout him out just for funsies because I think it'll be fucking hilarious. Nobody's going to do anything. You know why? No. Because he hasn't put in the time. People like loyalty and time and things like that. So that's the thing. I mean, it seems like a lot of people just don't understand. And a lot of people just think this is the way it is, and it's not. And I feel like educating people like that is probably the best option moving forward so they don't make that same mistake again.
Yeah. Miss Hellfire, she's from my community. She came over. She actually, because I was in another community, it's kind of funny how we met. I was in another community that I usually spend some time in that I got attracted to because they played horror games. And so I was watching her, and, a lot of times, and I've been in that community for quite a while, so a lot of times I'll drop bits or whatever. Well, I gifted some subscriptions one time, and she got a gifted subscription. And she came into my chat the very same night, and she's been here ever since. And she was a beginner creator. She had hesitations about starting and about doing it. She would stream here and there,
But don't worry, that's normal. It happens to everybody at the start.
Me and I'm Too Chad for You pushed her to, to try to do it more. And you got affiliate in like a week, and she's been doing good with her streams. Her community's building. I watch her numbers go up every time I look at her numbers. And I feel, and that's one thing is I feel bad, because like you guys, like I said, I try to get in your streams when I can get in there. And so when I don't, it's just me, I'm sure I'm probably not the one that feels that way, but it's not I don't feel obligated, but it's just like, I feel honored that even though the little time I hear lately that I've been able to spend in everybody's stream that's come on here, I mean, I feel really, really honored that you guys, like beyond honored that you guys have wanted to come on this show, so it's just like, but that's what I'm saying.
Look, I know you put in the work, and I know what you bring, and you make me honestly feel good. And I look up to you a lot of the times, because when, I become a 48-year-old man eventually, I'd want to be just like you, because I think you cool as hell. So that's kind of how it is.
Oh yeah. She was on our first test run when we first test run the talk show a few months back. We did a couple of test runs just to get the equipment and everything set up, and she came on as one of the first guests. So it was like, because I just brought people in. It's like, hey, you want to do this? And it's like, oh yeah. So, but no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's just like, if you want to get into this as a career and you want to make something of it, and you're starting out from nothing, just like, Hellfire done, just like, I've done, and everybody's done it. You get into people's chats just to be a part of their community, because like he said,
just get some games in, play with them and stuff like that. Don't just go in there trying to sell yourself, because that's not going to work. I mean, a lot of people will just literally time you out, ban you, and just the mods will maybe warn you once if you're lucky, but most of the time people they don't have time for that shit.
Oh,
so
yeah, it's like, don't come into my personal channel, because if Chad's in there, he loves the banhammer. So does Sneakers. Sneakers loves the banhammer too. So
yeah, it's just those people, they just want what you got, and they're never going to try to do anything else for you. It's all about they just want to take, they don't want to give, and that's how it is, and it sucks. And people just do that because they just can't even get the views and can't even get anything themselves. So it's really, really hard sometimes to go to that. And I feel for some of those people sometimes, because they just don't know any better. but at the same time, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. No, yeah, they do. I mean, yeah, you can totally tell the ones that are fishing for views.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
stuff
I
like
can
that.
literally do some research, click on their channel real quick, and just see if they even, whatever they're doing. I mean, it's obvious. And with all the fake accounts and bots right now that are on Twitch, it's just even harder to really just know if anybody's real anymore sometimes going into your channels and stuff like that. So I'm just grateful for the people that are real, that have known who I am for a while and still, stick around and still, are invested in the Mr. Journey. And I really just appreciate those people and all the new people that might not know me yet. Just know that, hey, we try and live it big, and we try and just do the best we can to try and, live our best life. That's really what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and it's totally, like I said, this can be a fun journey, or, you can either make it work to where, because I have a philosophy that if work becomes a job, I know it kind of sounds weird, but if work becomes a job, because to me, when I think of a job is like what I have now, my 9 to 5 that I do. I don't enjoy going to it,
God, you really want to talk about my wedding singing career? Come on now.
Oh yeah. When are we gonna hear some more karaoke?
Okay, so here on Twitch is a big no-no for all the music stuff, because they're picky about that. But on Discord, I'm planning on doing some Discord streams where I can actually bring the karaoke in there, because Discord's a lot less picky, and it's going to be a little bit more niche for like a more personal show. Maybe I won't get as many people in there, but I think it might be a good time to take some requests and show off the voice a little bit, because I'm in my vocal prime. Because for men, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but for men, your voice prime, where your larynx and your vocal folds are at their prime places between 30 and 35. So that might be different for some people. I know some people that still sound great in their 40s, 50s, 60s. And that's great, but I feel like for most men, that's when you're really going to sound the best, and that's when your range is going to be probably the largest. And then after 35, it either starts to diminish, or just your body starts, shutting down a little bit in those kind of areas. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I was really sad because when I heard you coming back, it was about the time that they nixed. What was it, Twitch Sings or whatever?
Yeah, do you know how much I planned to do that? And then they axed it. I was mad. Like, I can't use these words on this, but like you should have heard the words coming out of my mouth, bro. I was so mad because I thought that was my ticket. That was really what I decided. Like, I thought I was really going to go into like this, just making shorts on TikTok, doing all these, singing, shorts and stuff like that, meeting some other good creators, doing some duets with some really, really prime people. I had connections kind of lined up in my head of what I wanted to do. And then poof, DMCA's, record labels want their paper, boo-boo, and then it all went away. So
hey though, but
I understand, but it's just kind of like, wow.
If you want, when you get your singing career off the ground and you want to start before you become famous, to where come talk to me. We'll put on a live event, because you can go private in YouTube and do private events. And
there's ways around it. I just haven't figured out exactly how to incorporate it yet with what I'm trying to do with the setup here at my headquarters. But I know there's a lot of smarter people than me just to try and make this work and to make sure I'm good and all that stuff. I've been looking at licenses. I've been looking at different things that I can do to try and be safe and not be totally horrible. But being a singer in this day and age and trying to spread the talent, because that's what I've done for a while, and that's what I feel like I bring to the table that's very different. Like, I can smoke you in COD, I can do a lot of different things, and I can also sing better than you at your damn wedding. So it's kind of crazy. Like, I'm just it just feels good being good at stuff sometimes.
It does.
But at the end of the day, when you got talent in something, especially on Twitch, like, who cares if you're fucking good at a game, dude? Who cares? Everybody is. Game's been out for a long time, but the thing is, how many singers do you know that can actually sing in front of a live audience on Twitch, that can do it on command? Like, not many of these really awesome gamers can do that. They're only good at maybe pressing buttons and shooting a target. That's cool. anybody. I mean, I don't want to feel like it. Yeah, me. Anyway, but I could do that shit too. But the thing is, I don't want anybody to. I don't want to feel like I'm shitting on anybody because that's not what this is about. But at the end of the day, if you have talent, really use it. I know a lot of people that share their artwork on Twitch. I know a lot of people that share their music. I mean, in certain ways, it has to be theirs and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of loops you have to go through with that. But I know a lot of DJs that showcase their music here on Twitch, and they do great. A lot of people like listening to their stuff, and it's a vibe at night or in the morning, whatever.
Yep.
But there's just so many things that you got to watch out for, man, when you do that, because Twitch can get you. I mean, I haven't been gotten yet with what I've been doing, and I make little, ditties all the time with things like that I like to do, like little tunes and stuff while I play. So they can get you for that too. I mean, I just feel like with my channel, I haven't really reached the rank of really, they're looking at me yet. So I feel like I can still maybe get away with some stuff, but I don't want to break the rules. I feel like I want to get there legitly. And I know some people like to, do these things that are kind of questionable. But, I don't need copyright strikes. I don't need any of that crap. I only have 3 and then I'm done. And then I don't want to lose this channel that I got now. So I'm going to be really extra careful and really kind of, glide my way to victory. That's what we all got to do, because honestly, you don't want to deal with that crap.
No,
it's horrible.
No. And it's never going to go away. So, I mean, we might as well
this is the new norm and it sucks. I mean, I really just think that now it's even harder to get noticed, especially in the singing field, because there's just even specific tunes and specific notes. You can get flagged for that. You can get flagged by using lyrics that are the same. You can get flagged for remixes that are kind of if somebody claims it, then you done.
I got muted for
recorded a lot.
I got muted for I can't remember who did. I think it was Chad. He was singing a song. Him personally was just singing the lyrics, and it muted the VOD.
Yep.
It's like,
I mean, that's all it takes, and it's very picky. And on Mixer, I feel like they didn't have their shit together to really do anything. Like, I was playing some stuff that would definitely get me flagged, not like back in the day. I wasn't really gaming the system. I just didn't know any better, but I felt like it kind of, worked out at the end because, I was playing Monster Cat, and granted, Monster Cat's very friendly. If I did get flagged for that, then I probably would have easily went to the Monster Cat people, because I do, there's a special deal with Monster Cat that you can actually do, and I've considered getting a deal with them again, but at the end of the day, I feel like Monster Cat is, it's there, and it's nice. It's just kind of, I feel like a lot of people are more into different kinds of music now. That was more the thing about 6-7 years ago. But,
that's kind of,
even then it's just, I think it just fit my more Call of Duty kind of play style, fast paced kind of games. But now with Dead by Daylight, could you imagine that? That would be just weird.
You check your copyright tab once a week.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good habit to get into too, because you never know what could happen. I'm still at 0, and thank God. But at the end of the day, I use non-copyright stuff from owned music. I actually use that, and I haven't been flagged once because it's streamer friendly, and they really say that a lot, and it hasn't really affected me at all. So just do your homework and make sure everything is good, and make sure you triple check, because anybody can say that they're this and that, but you got to make sure it actually is. So that's a big problem that a lot of people have gotten flagged for, especially in games as well. Some of these soundtracks in games, they can flag you for that, which is actually crazy. I just know that, it's in a game, so I'm safe. No. Like some of these like the Fallout, like remember those Fallout games, those RPG like story games where like those radios on the map or radios in the game that play certain soundtracks. There's actually settings now where you can turn that music off, because there's a lot of music, even in COD, like those music that are in the vehicles that you can play, different kinds of music, that's copyrightable. A lot of streamers have been getting in trouble about that. So I mean, it's
Cyberpunk,
even in the game, so you got to be really careful, guys. Like, just be careful with everything.
Yeah, because Cyberpunk, when it came out, it had a copyright. It had 2 or 3 copyright songs.
I think Weave told me about that. Like, if I wanted to stream it, he warned me about it, and I was like, oh, thanks for the heads up. Yeah. Because just because it's in a game, like, just take the time, do the research. Like, I don't want you guys to look up every single game, every single thing before you play the game, because then you can't really enjoy the game as much. But
well, I think
just
now,
protect yourself and your channels, man, because I would hate to see somebody get strike for that.
Because I think now in the games, I think they have to put a warning label that music may be copyrighted. You know?
Which I think every game has to do that now, primarily because it's just kind of the record labels request it.
Yeah, my biggest thing is YouTube now, because I keep forgetting, because as long as you put the licensing somewhere in your description on your YouTube, as long as it's something that YouTube will allow, their little search bot will go through and see that licensing. You won't get, I mean, I've gotten copyright. I haven't got copyright striked. I've got copyrighted claimed. Now that's two different things. Yeah. You can get a copyright claim, which means you can either delete that section of the VOD. That's what's nice about YouTube. You can delete that section of the VOD. You know, it gives you an option right there to hit delete on where it says you have a copyright claim.
You'll get claimed before you'll ever get striked.
Yeah. So if you're ever uploading and you get that notice when you're uploading saying you have a copyright claim, go there and delete that section of the VOD, or either that or take it back down off of YouTube and edit it. And because YouTube will shut your channel down in a heartbeat.
Yeah, they will not hesitate either. Like, they will just be like, oh, okay, boom, that's it.
No, it's just like
and
Spotify.
Twitch would do the same thing, and they might not even tell you why. They'll just be like, okay, beep.
You know, it's just like legally with Spotify, even though there's non-copyright music on there, legally you cannot broadcast Spotify. Because it's in their terms of service that you cannot rebroadcast anything that is on their platform. You know,
and they can go after you if they want to. That's the thing, though.
But yeah, copyright thing is kind of funny too, because there's two different. Because you can get copyright struck on the same song 3 times. you can have three strikes on one song, because you can get struck by the lyrics. Because at 90% of the time they're owned by the writer themselves. You can get struck on the content or on the music, which is the beat, and you can get struck by the person that owns one or the other. So you can get 3 copyright off of one song. You can lose your channel off of one song.
Yep. So, I mean, I love music a lot. I think it makes the world go round, but in a stream setting, guys, you have to be very, very careful. And just at the end of the day, sometimes just play a game with no music. It might just be a little bit, you know, but honestly, fill the void. If you feel like there's a void of things going on, there's things happening in the game. And you got to remember that the game has audio, the game has things going on. So don't feel like you have to talk the whole time, like let's say I do, because I'm insane. But I mean, there's times where I feel like, you know, letting the gameplay go is fine. I feel like definitely making the stream different, and yours is another thing too. Because anybody can, if somebody just sees a game, like I've seen streams where it's literally just the game and there's no webcam, no nothing, and I'm like, well, this just looks like me playing. Yeah. What makes this different? So that's really when I feel like if anybody, I've known people that stream with no webcam and they do just fine. But the thing is, their voice is either very, very interactive with their stream, so they can actually make the game different or make their stream theirs, even without a face. Yeah. A face is important for a lot of people because they can see the interaction and they want that kind of reaction from the streamer when something like this oh shit moment happens, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So I get more viewers when I use a cam. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, that's elevated my gameplay. When I got my Connect for the first time back in 2014, when I started streaming, I had no camera, just had gameplay, had maybe like 3, 4, 5 people in there. When I added a camera, it was like 20.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that just thought that, hey, this is more enjoyable to watch because I could see the guy actually reacting to whatever's happening in front of him, and you can actually put a person to the stream. Which a lot of people like that interpersonal relationship. Now, especially for, you know, maybe some females out there and people that might have, you know, some issues with cameras, with you know, streams and stuff like that. And I feel for you. There's a lot of wackos out there and a lot of weirdos that just want to treat you people and treat you guys unfairly and things like that, and just get under your skin, things like that. And especially Miss Hellfire, I understand. there's been a lot of people, even on the Mixer days that I had to coach, primarily a lot of females that were having this issue and having problems just with this. But the main thing is, you just got to reach a point to where, you know, I don't give a fuckness. And that's really, really hard to get to. As, you know, because as a broadcaster, I had really thin skin when I started. I was a very sensitive person, and basically, if somebody said anything bad about me, I would literally just get all offended, and I would cry, and I would do all these things. Well, now I have pretty thick skin. If somebody called me a selfish egomaniac, fake ass fuck, right in my channel, I would have laughed. I would have been like, you know, it's crazy. And somebody actually called me that on my broadcast. It's crazy. Not recently. This is back in the Mixer days when everybody was kind of crazy.
Oh, wow. But, that's one thing about Mixer. Mixer brought out the trolls.
It really did. But the thing is, I feel like still Twitch back in those days when Mixer was still doing its thing, I felt like a lot of people were trying to get away from that. And there was a lot of people that kind of came over and were trolly, and that's fine. I mean, I think trolls are okay, but I feel like especially for a lot of females in this streaming industry, especially a lot of them starting out that are not used to that, it can feel like, wow, it can make people feel very uncomfortable. Even me, like, I'm like, dude, that's crazy, you know?
Yeah, and Fire, it's individual. You know, it's just like, you know, my channel, you come in there and you know, I always sit there and it's like, I like to play with my prey. You know, so you know,
which can work in your channel, but for other people's channels, it might not work out that way. But the thing is, you got to build the community that you want to build. I had a very kind of zero tolerance for people that would bring negative vibes into my chat back on Mixer, and still the same thing on Twitch. And those people have a very short lifespan in my channel. And honestly, you can literally decide, like, as you said, insta-ban. You can literally decide who you want in your chat room or not. And I know some people might make extra accounts just to mess with you a little bit, but eventually they will get bored. Because if you just insta-ban them, and then insta-ban them again, they're not doing anything, and then eventually they'll move on.
Yeah, and one thing you got to remember is, it's like, because I know a lot of people's like, well, I don't want to ban them because they're a view. No, if you don't start now, there's better
people out there, man. Don't even worry about that.
If you're gonna start allowing those kind of people, because I was one of those people in the beginning. I'm gonna admit I was, you know, because any view I got, I cherished because it was a view. But then I got to start realizing it's like, they're not really worth being in here, because now the community that I'm starting to get, you know, I don't want to run them off, you know, because I used to have a couple of younger kids that used to come through, which, you know, we played games and stuff like that, but sometimes they would, you know, the kid would come out.
I remember those days.
Yeah, and they would start getting.
I remember them in the chat.
You know, they'd start getting immature. So it's just like, you know, it's like, okay, you either, because I tell them off chat, you know, it's like, okay, you either come in and act nice, or, you know, Sneakers was a part of that group. He's changed. It'll be back. It's live again.
There we go. All right, we're good. We're back. Refresh, guys. But anyway, I reject some people on community night game. Yeah, if people, like, honestly, when I played a lot of COD, I know a lot of people might you know, understand kind of where this comes from. At least people that played COD with me back in the day. There was a few people that just really, I mean, it affects the whole stream. It affects your mood as the broadcaster and everything. If you just have people going in there complaining about this, complaining about that, complaining about whatever, it just brings everything down. And honestly, there's some people that want to hang out. Like, honestly, when I got upset at Dead by Daylight being killer, because it does happen, you know, being killer's hard. But when that does happen, when I get very frustrated, like when I'm sitting there enjoying the game, talking to chat, not giving a shit, that's when everybody's having fun, and that's when everybody's crazy. But then when I literally have a bad game and a bad time, and I'm literally just sitting there being like, man, I don't know what I've got to do, man. And it's just like, I get frustrated. Then, like, I see literally the viewer count go from like 30 to 13.
Yeah.
People just don't want to see that. So always keep the energy up. I know it's kind of sucks sometimes if you're a very competitive person like me. You always want to do well. But at the end of the day, just know that there's a lot of people who play this game. Like, I'm walking into Dead by Daylight, 300 hours in. I'm almost 300 hours in on the game right now. So I'm looking pretty good. But there's people with 3,000 hours. There's people with 5,000 hours that I get put up against all the time. And they're just going to school me.
Yeah.
Like, imagine spending 3,000 hours doing one of the same things over and over. Of course, you're going to be freaking good at it, you know?
Triple Trey's in the house.
One big thing I can really tell you guys is turn viewer count off. Yeah. Just turn it off. You don't need to know. Just hang out with the people that come into your stream, and, you know, don't let a viewer count affect anything in your stream at all. What's up, Triple Trey? How you doing, baby?
TT1 Gain in the house.
Oh man, I can't wait for your show next week, my dude. I think you're about to go nuts, which is always good because I love that Triple Trey energy, bro.
See if we can bring it back.
Yes, please. I need some of that. I need some of that hype. Even the hype man himself, Mister, needs some of that Triple Trey hype. Come on now. You better bring it next week, bro. I'll be watching. But honestly, oh God,
but see, Hellfire, you've got, that's where you built your community up. See, she didn't want to play Phasmo. We got her into Phasmo, and that's.
Oh, we could talk about that a little bit too. We could talk about
that's what
games
got
and
her
selection. Because when I started my streaming career, it was pretty much Call of Duty all the time. No questions asked. Everybody knew. Everybody had my schedule down. At 1 p.m., Mr. would play World War II. Or Mr. at 1 p.m. would play Blackout. Or Mr. at 1 p.m. is getting me. Oh, now you're making me hype? It's contagious, bro. I'm sorry. But anyway. God, and then at 1 p.m. I play Warzone, blah, 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 blah. But when I switched to Dead by Daylight, do you know how many people? I'd say a few people kind of stuck around, but a lot of people from the Call of Duty side, they would check in on me, but they would not stay.
Yeah.
You know, because that would happen, and that's okay. You're going to find new people, and honestly, being a variety streamer is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, because I want to say that I'm variety because I play a lot of games now. I think it's good to have maybe one or two main games that you can always depend on, that you kind of know how to stream.
Yeah.
Because I think it's about knowing how to play the games and knowing how to feel comfortable in talking to your chat at the same time. Because honestly, there's some new games that I play that I'm just like, oh God, what am I doing? Now I got to do this and talk to my chat and feel like I know what I'm doing at the same time. Help! So I look like an absolute dingus just trying to figure it out. So honestly, do some research on some of these games, you know, before you start playing, because going in actually blind is kind of tough sometimes because you don't really know what to expect. But also, you know, that's kind of the joy in it as well, to try and figure out something for the first time. But at the same time, then you have people trying to backseat game you, which honestly is a big problem. I tried to play that 12 minutes game, and I had a horrible time. I actually ended up turning the game off after like 30 minutes because I was just – people were trying to tell me what to do in my own chat, even though I told them specifically not to. And, you know, I was just getting frustrated because I couldn't beat the freaking cop guy that walked in my damn door. So I was just like, dude, I can't do this shit. So – eventually I switched games, and it was very awkward. And then the whole stream just kind of was like, oh, okay. So streaming is hard. Absolutely, Triple Trey. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done. But liking streaming is a good thing. Liking the struggle, liking the streaming, liking everything is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you are learning how to really build these skills to really use at a professional level, and to really build yourselves up to really create something special and something that people are going to remember you for. And honestly, that's how you really get these relationships going. Building a product is something that you really need to do, and really making sure that you are the brand that's behind that, and that nobody else can do it like you is really what people got to do personally.
Yeah,
I know I've been a broken record with this shit, guys.
You're good.
That's
you're good.
Really, really what is important. And a lot of people just don't focus on the important shit. They focus on things that don't matter, which is just a wasting your time. I know to some people it might feel important, and maybe it is sometimes in some people's brains, but honestly, focus on the prize, focus on the fundamentals, focus on the basics. The best broadcasters, like Tim the Tap Man, other people, they focus on the basic shit first. And then they go into the more elaborate shit and have people, you know, pave the way for them to really be successful. And they just really have to do a few things. I know that he's a little further along than the rest of us, but still the same thing, it still applies to even somebody like of his stature. So
we all started out at 0 or on a low number. You know, he
would tell you the same thing. Honestly, what Tim would say in this industry, I think he did an interview recently, like within the past year and a half or so, basically saying if I was starting out from zero, I'd be fucked.
Yeah.
That's what he literally said. Even him. So don't let that really discourage you. But at the same time, these big, name broadcasters, they would be terrified starting out right now because it's so competitive. It's so hard. And
could you
at the same time,
could you imagine people like Ninja or Shroud or anybody else like that trying to start as a new streamer today without having their esports backing?
Yeah, I mean, for them being pro players in their own right, they worked hard to get where they're at. I'm not going to discredit Tyler, discredit, Shroud at all with what they've brought to the table. Because love them or hate them, I really don't mesh well with Ninja, and everybody knows that. But at the end of the day, I still respect them. So
yeah, but
it's a different way of it's a different kind of thing. But at the same time, they bring that esports backing to them, which honestly, that's why if Scumpy from Optic Gaming, decided to go full-time streaming, which he probably will next year, because I don't think he's got one more year of COD left in him competitively, because I think he just, has lost the kind of fire to do it, which is totally fine. I mean, sometimes pro players it's a lot of work. It takes a lot out of you. He's been competing since, 15? Now he's like 26, 27. So he's been competing in COD at the pro level for 12 years. Now he's a talented little redhead, and I'm proud of him. But at the end of the day, God, he's probably just like, dude, I just want a break. Like he wants to pull a Tim the Tap Man and just take a break and just focus on his mental health and focus on, starting a life with his girlfriend and focus on just, being, adult scump, which is great. And I feel like a lot of these guys want to do this and look at streaming as something that they can do to kind of relax. And I feel like that's really when he's going to make 10 times more money than he's making right now from streaming, because his competitive paycheck, it's nice, but it's not that great personally. So streaming, he's going to make probably more than he's made in 6 months from doing competitive in one day. I shit you not. He's going to do that. And it's just, I feel like it's going to be a much more relaxing experience for him. Now, granted, it must be nice, right? But at the same time, these guys started way earlier than you guys did. Yeah. They started their careers way sooner. And honestly, those guys like Tim the Tap Man, Nick Merckx, they've been around for a decade plus.
Yeah. Yeah, they started.
Can you guys stay the same?
They started. When streaming was nothing but about gameplay.
Yeah, and honestly, they were probably terrified, thinking, "Oh, this would never get anywhere. This is never going to build. This is never going to do this. This is never going to do that." Well, look at them now.
Yeah.
Now they're literally going to all those people that doubted them, going like, "Hey, okay, dinner's on me, bro."
Yeah. Exactly.
So it must feel great, but I know a lot of people are trying to get into this for the first time, or maybe you guys have been around for a while in the Mixer days, and maybe you dabbled on Twitch for a couple of years, maybe even close to 5 years, and you're still trying to find your way, and that's totally fine. Everybody's still trying to find their way.
Yeah.
Even Tim the Tap Man now with his recent change to YouTube, and just he's going through a whole new chapter himself right now. So everybody's always adapting, everybody's always learning, and don't ever put yourselves down for not being prepared or not being ready, because honestly, you're just gonna shit on yourself when you don't need to be shit on. Yeah. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah, it's like we were talking earlier. I mean, this is an ever-changing industry, and it's going to continue to change with technology and everything else boosting. And
it's always important to know what the trend is too, which is good. But at the same time, knowing what's popular, knowing what this and that is the other. Don't let that affect your stream much at all. But don't let it affect game choice. So like, always do what you want to do. But it's always important to be aware of these things.
Yeah.
Because it could help you at the end of the day, or it can, hinder you if you choose to go against it. So it's always something important to know. But that's something that, a broadcaster, 30% of your actual time should be honestly streaming. The rest of the time should be you either networking, working on your setup, working on your brand, working on everything else.
Yep.
Streaming that 6 to 8 hours a day, or whatever time you put into it. Let's say you're part-time, full-time, stream whenever. That should be 30% or less of what you actually do. Some would argue maybe even lower. But honestly, I mean, there's so much that you guys got to do. I do this shit full time, and let me tell you something. I have never worked so hard in my damn life. And I've done some jobs. I know some people might look at me being like, "Oh, Mister, he's not worked a day in his life." I mean, dude, I actually have.
Yeah.
You know, you remember Rebel Dog said about the driving thing?
Yeah.
I've done that with wine distribution. I drove trucks. I actually drove product to stores, actually put them on the shelves, things like that. Worked as a merchandiser, worked as a wine sales rep, worked as, you know, a transportation guy waking up at 3 a.m., going to the warehouse, being out of the warehouse by 5 and having a full day and not getting home till like 7, 8 p.m. and then had to go into work at 3 a.m. the next morning. I've done all that.
Yep.
And that sucked, dude.
You know, even Tim the Tat
I was
Man.
making money, but I was literally just spending my time just working. I didn't feel like I could even get a break. Nothing. I had to put streaming down. I had to put literally, you know, everything down. I couldn't even have time to play with my friends. Xbox. I just had to grind for a whole like 2.5 years. Granted, did I get a lot of money? Yes, but was it worth it? No, because honestly, if I kept going, I would have had a hernia in my back. I would have had back surgery because I was lifting 1,000 cases plus of wine a day, which would just wreck my back. So,
But yeah,
I like wine job. I mean, it was good. I met a lot of people, and those wine people got thick pockets, so they paid me a lot of overtime around holidays. But the thing was, it wasn't worth. It wasn't worth. I know my shit about wine though, and hey, you know. Things at Thanksgiving, November, Pinot Noir, best on turkey. Just letting you know.
There we go. Wine tip from the Mister.
Wine tip from me, Pinot Noir, tastes the best with turkey.
There we go. I'll have to remember that because I know with Pirate Stream, I kind of like boosted her up with grab a glass of wine. I don't drink wine, but I can put my Fireball in a wine glass.
I do. I usually just mix it with a few things, like maybe some juice and stuff like that to make it a little bit more tolerable for me because I'm big baby when it comes to some flavors. But anyway, sometimes it's just too strong. 42, yeah. Mm-hmm.
My problem is this shit here goes down way too smooth.
Oh yeah, the Fireball.
Yeah.
Man, some of you guys are just crazy to do that. See, I've actually drank with the entertainer, and he drinks. Let me tell you something. He's got those drinks on lockdown. I tried what he was trying once, and I was fucked. I was horrible. Oh my goodness. I was just not used to drinking. I drank a lot at PAX because honestly, it was my way to kind of escape. And I was really feeling very, very depressed at that time. So, you know, my relationship was kind of crumbling. I was successful as a streamer, but I spent literally, don't be like me, guys. I literally spent all of PAX smelling like alcohol and probably drunk the whole time. Don't do that. Be better than me. News from the Mister. Back in 2020, January, before even COVID happened, I was just, you know, I was kind of crazy. Because I kind of was just in that spot where I know a lot of people might not know that, but I was just really sad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it wasn't really about, like, I already kind of knew a lot of people, so I wasn't really going to be, you know, very, you know, networks and whatever networking. I literally went there to just go crazy and drink, which was kind of crazy and really, really unprofessional of me. But honestly, at the end of the day, I was happy that I did that. And I know that a lot of people were probably like, man, Mister's really different in person. What the fuck? So it was an experience. And I feel like I got to that really, really bad place. And, you know, don't let, you know, if you guys struggle with alcohol or just heavy drinking or just something like that, just don't do it. Really don't. It really just puts you backwards, and it makes you just feel like crap at the end of the day. I know a lot of people deal with that, and it just really, really got to me pretty hard because I really just didn't know how to deal with my stress, and I just felt like going with my friends and just literally going nuts was going to be a way to help me forget about these things. But really, all it caused me to get was a stomach ache. It caused me not to hang out at PAX much. It caused me to sleep half the day away in my hotel room. And then I just show up casually late looking like absolute shit. And it was horrible. So, you know, note to self, go there and be professional. I know that sometimes you might want to party with your friends and stuff like that, and there's time to do that, but please make sure you go to PAX, spend half your time there at least, meeting new people, networking with people, and doing what you guys need to do. Because, you know, it's tough sometimes. But honestly,
Nope.
I'm glad I had that experience because I learned a lot.
Oh,
And I will never do it again.
Hey,
sometimes it takes you doing something
Yeah.
really bad to really notice that you won't do it again.
last or 2 Friday nights ago was my lesson never to drink a lot of Fireball on stream.
Oh, come on. That's going to happen one more time. Because I need to watch it. I need to see it, man.
Well, I take it this way. It probably wouldn't have been... that Friday night wouldn't have been so bad if I didn't start drinking on an empty stomach.
Oh, yeah. See, that's your first mistake.
You know, and plus...
That's going to make you feel way worse because all of it goes to your system. You know,
you can't see
helps.
it, but I commemorated the option, the light that's like right behind me here. That is actually the Fireball bottle from that night that I broke the seal on and emptied it out.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it better.
Right, I didn't even notice that before.
You can see it better in the other camera, but this camera here, it I don't know, it doesn't show like my other camera does. This one here puts a lot of glare on stuff.
Hey, we're learning a lot, and we're still learning, guys, and that's the whole point. Do you multi-stream? No. I don't multi-stream now. I only do the Twitch thing because I feel like that's the easiest thing for me to do right now. But multi-stream in the future, probably. Once I get the audience going on multiple platforms, I could definitely multi-stream. But there's certain things you have to do, like you can't show stuff live. It has to be like delayed and stuff like that to multi-stream properly. There's a bunch of hoops I gotta go through, and I just think building myself up on one platform probably first is probably the better play right now. I feel like kind of going on multiple things right away might be a little bit tougher because then you can have it all work and go through the same chat and things like that. But most of the time, things just happen and go wrong with my stream most of the time.
Yeah.
So
me too.
I just feel like there's so many loops that I don't really want to go through. So I just kind of simplify everything. Do I want to do it? Yes, I feel like there's benefits, but also at the same time, do I feel like I need it right now? No, I feel like there's different things I need to do first before I start thinking about that. It's one of the things that I've thought about, but it's not really on my to-do list right now. But good question.
Yeah. And, you know, and that's why, like I said, that's the reason. And Trey will be happy because on the 16th, we'll be streaming to YouTube. So Trey, I'll be happy about that.
Nice.
And then sooner or later, hopefully, you know, Twitch will be like a secondary channel and YouTube will be the main channel. But
okay, has most of your fans from Mixer followed you to Twitch? A good portion of them have. I know a lot of people did not make the switch from Mixer to Twitch because I took about 11 months off, Trey, from just streaming in general to fix my life altogether through 2020, that crazy year, you know? So I took a lot of time off, which honestly I think hurt me a lot to keep the consistency because streaming is a big, you know, consistency and building momentum kind of industry. Because if you're always live at this time and you have a really strict schedule and you're always there, then people can build up a routine to watch you, right? But as soon as you break that, as soon as you maybe take a break, like I think, again, you know, I'm bringing Psycho into this again, you know, ooh, but here's the thing.
Hey.
So when he took his first like actual break and he had what, like 800 to maybe 1,000 subs on Mixer, when he took his first break where he actually took like 10 days off, I think it was 10, 14 days off. Do you know how many subs he had when he came back?
No.
I'll let you guess.
I had no clue.
Literally not even 400.
Really?
So he lost literally 400, 500 subs because his consistency went out the window. And that's kind of crazy. And that's big money, honestly, on Mixer back in the day. So I know that he took a big drop, but granted, would he get it back? Absolutely, because he's Psycho and he's insane. But the thing is, there's just so many things that that's why I feel like if you want to pursue streaming part-time or full-time, I know if you're just doing it as a hobby, then, you know, do your thing and, you know, stream when you want and stream when you can. That's always good. But if you want to do it part-time or full-time, have a schedule. It's one of my things that I tell most streamers starting off, you know, and stick to it. Because honestly, if you can tell people literally during your stream when your next stream is so they can be there for your next stream, that's huge. Because building viewer retention is the main thing that keeps your channel really honestly going. Because if you're always just there in your channel and you're, you know, sporadic, you're not telling people when you're live, things like that, it's just luck of the draw whenever somebody gets in there, no wonder nobody's coming in.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just, if you have a set schedule, you're going to have more people coming in. So I feel like Mixer follows me to Twitch. I feel like a lot of them have, but at the same time, a lot of people haven't. And I feel like a lot of people just haven't really known that I'm back yet. I feel like I've only been live on Twitch for about 4.5 months now. So it's not too long, but it's getting to that point where I'm like, okay, it's almost been half a year. I feel like now a lot of people might know that I'm back, but they haven't really been inclined to click on me yet because maybe they're doing other things and I'm not in their daily routine anymore. So is it their fault? No. But at the same time, taking a big break really kind of screwed me up, honestly. So I hope that answers your question. I hope to get everybody back from Mixer because it was a great time. I loved them. But at the end of the day, I feel like there's a lot of new people that are on Twitch that I've really made relationships with. And I feel like those people have stuck around and those people can't wait for the next stream. And I see those people next time doing like, yes, let's you want to get everybody excited, man.
Yeah.
This is an important time. This is your damn stream. This is your damn show. You have to watch out for yourself.
Yep.
So be excited, because if you're not and you're just like, okay, well, I hope to see you next stream, blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, man, get them excited. I know Triple Trey knows what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
and you bring the hype, you bring that energy, and some people got it and some people don't, but people have it, but in their own ways. I'm not saying everybody has to be Triple Trey or me when it comes to energy, because I know that's hard to do.
That is.
But at the end of the day, do it in your own way and make sure people feel welcomed and also make people feel excited. Like, always tell them what you're up to. Like, what do you have brewing in the background on your stream? Tell them about your journey, what you're doing these days. Tell them about maybe your personal life. Tell them, hey, I went to the gym and had my PR best of squats today. Like, come up with things to talk about, man. I feel like a lot of streamers struggle with this, especially at the start, because they just don't know how to carry a lot of conversations. Now, me, I could literally talk all damn day if you really let me. So that's why Rebel Dog's got a strict leash on the mister with the collar and everything. I look crazy. But anyway, it's just that's how it is. Unless you're a huge streamer when you come back. Yeah, if those people, Trey, have the what's the word, man? It's 11 p.m. I can't think. But they have the backing to do that, because some people can take literally a month off and they can just come back and be like, oh, right where we left off, and even more because people actually miss them. Sometimes it's good maybe to take a break and come back refreshed. And then, like, I know my first stream back on Twitch, I literally had an average of like, what 40, 45, 50 people in that stream. Yeah. People were excited. But literally the day after that, 10, maybe 15. Yeah, and then now it's been sitting basically between 10, 15, 16, maybe 17 if I'm lucky, average weeks, which has been solid. I feel like that's so much better than I thought it was going to be. So I'm forever blessed. Is it Mixer numbers? No, but don't worry about that. Mixer was a platform that sample sized everything. Yeah. So don't even worry about that. Turn viewer count off. If it bugs you that much, just don't even have it on.
Yeah, the thing I do is like
chat and just enjoy your time playing a game.
I don't worry about the viewer count until I get ready to. I wait till my email comes through, sitting there saying, because what is up on that
stream summary and stuff like that.
Yeah, because what is up on that view count is not correct anyways, because it rotates out. Yeah. I mean, you can see, because I do every once in a while. I'll watch it just to kind of see how it's working.
Because those are just active people that have talked in your chat for the past like 15, 30 minutes. So honestly, if you have a lot of people chatting in your chat, that viewer count will be higher. Now, granted, does that correlate with things happening? Yes, but at the end of the day, it's not that accurate. No. I would look at your emails with the stream summary, because that's actually more legit. And honestly, some people have even told me that that's freaking wrong. So it's like, what do we believe anymore? Just really see the names in your chat that keep coming back, and see the people that actually hang out and enjoy you. And those are the people that actually want to help you and want to actually see you succeed. And if some people have taken a break from you, doesn't mean they don't love you. It doesn't mean you lost contact with them. They're just maybe busy. And maybe you started a time, maybe their work schedule changed, maybe they had a kid and you didn't know. So like, a lot of things can happen. Don't think people are just forgetting about you because you're not good enough, or you're not this, you're not that. Because then what is that?
Yeah.
Self-doubt. You're doubting yourself and your abilities when you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, and anything can trigger that. So it's really harmful.
And it's like I was telling you in the beginning, I have three people that are like on the back burner that says, yes, they're going to do it. But, one of them had to get a part-time job that used to be a full-time mixer partner, and so.
Yeah, and you think I haven't thought about that too? So, I mean, everybody's thinking about that right now because everybody wants something in the back pocket that's going to give them more income and things like that. I mean,
she keeps emailing me. She keeps
at the same time, if this doesn't really, go in the direction that I want, I'm probably going to have to switch to part-time too, and I would hate to do that. She keeps DMing me about every few days, and they're going, I'm sorry. It's like, no, you do you. Whenever you get time to do it, your spots, you just let me know when you're ready, and we'll make I'll make time for you to be here. And, one thing that really, and one thing before, I'll close this out, after this one thing. So a lot of people come to my chat that I maybe haven't seen for a few days or maybe even a couple of weeks, and they always apologize. Yeah. They say, I'm sorry I haven't been here. I'm sorry I'm this. I'm sorry I'm that. Do you know my response every single time? Don't ever say you're sorry in here. Yeah. Because honestly, people will decide to be there when they can. Yeah. And honestly, people feel maybe bad. People feel horrible when they miss a stream because they know that, hey, these viewers are like everything. These, being there for my guy, my favorite streamer, or this, that, and the other, for the Mister, for Rebel Dog, for Triple Tray. I mean, I want to be there for you, but I just can't, Yeah. So like,
life happens.
That's why I would always tell people, like, apologizing to me in real life for going through your life, don't ever apologize about that to me. I just be like, don't ever apologize about that, Yeah. So I know that people do it because, people think that we're upset and stuff like that. And yes, do views help, and do people being in your channel all the time help? Yes. But it's something to not apologize for. That's something I really want you guys to know. Before you say I'm sorry into your next Twitch stream, just make sure Mister is looking at you like this. Be like, don't you say it. Don't you say it. Yeah. So, everybody's got their own bullshit. Everybody got their own things that they go through. So, don't really, don't have expectations of your viewers either. Like, that's something that really pisses me off. When people like just expect people to be there because they're them and they've always been there. That's absurd. Yeah. Like, that's when you start complaining about stuff like that, that's when your viewers are going to be like, oh, so that's how it is. Mm-hmm. And they can totally 180 you instead of you 180ing other people. And then it's just like, oh, that's bad. You don't want to do that. I've seen people literally lose their communities doing that, and it is just horrible.
I can tell you. I can tell you one thing right now that I because I did the same thing the other day. It's like, I really didn't say sorry, but if you cannot support somebody in their stream, in their channel live, retweet their tweets, retweet their Instagram, or repost their Instagrams. Anything social network wise, repost it. It
takes a couple seconds, and it's also very free. Yep. So, and they see stuff like that with somebody who's not as very committed to their social media like myself, because I usually have my babe that handles a lot of that stuff. But I look at it and I got to do more with it. But I do see everybody that retweets. I see notifications. There's a lot of people that will notice that. Yep. And as long as, if you're not there in the actual stream, but they see your name other places, that still is huge. So don't like, a lot of people can't make a live stream because guys, we're busy humans. It happens. Literally, people can't sit there and just watch a stream for an hour plus. And if you can, that's a mother freaking amazing. Yeah. But a lot of people in this world, they work, they drive, they do different things, and they have to have dinner with their family when they get home. They got to sleep. They got to wake up and do it all again. So people just don't have time. If they do have time, then they'll watch your rerun. They'll, retweet you, whatever, like, as you just said, guys. So please, 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 don't hold your viewers to such high standards that they don't even want to achieve. Yeah. Honestly, because they want that. If they really love you that much, they will do a lot of things for you. Your viewers will really surprise you. Yeah. They will. Yeah, if you build up that relationship, there's some people that will literally, there's a time when I was literally thinking about giving up. Literally. If I didn't make my dono goal back on Mixer, I don't really do dono goals anymore. But But I used to have a dono goal on Mixer. Literally, I was $400 behind a month where it was really, really huge for me to like continue. And I was very like, dude, I might have to switch to part-time. I don't want to do it, but like, I really, really need this to happen. And then literally a viewer that I really, really cherish to this day, literally just spent $400, literally just like that, saying, don't give up.
Yeah.
Do you think that would have happened if I didn't have a good relationship with this person? No. So realistically, anything can happen. So always try to just treat everybody with respect, the way you want to be treated, and just anything can happen. Yeah, so please just keep grinding, keep streaming. It's worth every single, you know, sir. You might think you're struggling. You might think you're going through growing pains, but this is a time to learn. And this is a time to honestly get better and just take baby steps into something that could be really, really great. Yep. All right. That's enough for me, Rebel Dog. I'm good. I feel like I've said everything I needed to say tonight, and I feel good.
That's what this was for, man. This is what this is for. Like I said, that's one reason why. That's one reason why I started this channel, so you guys could. It's your story, not mine, not the channel's, not Kamikaze's. My story has
been a complete roller coaster, and thank you for letting me share a little bit of it today. And if anybody wants to, you know, hear more of my story, you guys know where to find me. It's just. I'll be forever blessed if you guys even hang out for 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 5 hours, whatever you guys have. Will always be a crazy time. But at the end of the day, you know, I can't wait to be back for maybe a different episode of the Doghouse Live to do a maybe tips and tricks channel or tips and tricks day. I mean, if whatever you want to discuss, if it's FPS games, if it's streaming, if it's, you know, Dead by Daylight, if you want to do specific stuff, just let me know. I'm down.
Like I told you in the beginning, like I said, the meeting of the minds we had between me and Kamikaze last night, you know, I dumped some of my, right now she's just like, oh yeah, you know, she'll tell me if she doesn't think, she tells me if I'm going like way too fast. So that's a nice thing. But,
absolutely.
5 hours better though. But so yeah, there's some more things coming. Like I told you in the beginning before we started this, my goal for my 5-year goal for this channel is to never see this channel go off the air. So I want it to be a 24/7 type of a channel.
And to do that, you know, you need a lot of just, you know, people be booking and people just a lot of this planning, stay busy. But at the same time, if you need to take a break, take a break. I mean, with my podcast with my babe, we did 4 episodes and now we haven't done one in about 3.5, 4 weeks because we've just been so swamped. So we reached that first kind of roadblock, that first little like road bump. Yeah. And it's been hard to kind of get back on track. We want to, but I feel like we need an actual, you know, plan. And I feel like that's kind of on me that I didn't really do well with. So that's something that I learned that I needed to put a little bit more work into it to kind of, you know, promote it a little bit more and to really just do the best I can to really just make it work, actually figure out how it works in the computer. 'Cause she did all that stuff, which was great. And she's really technically savvy and I'm very much stupid. So it works out, you know, opposites attract and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of stuff I need to work on too. And I feel like 2021 is a year. We got to forget 2020, but crush 2021. And I feel like a lot of us have been doing that this year. So please, guys, stay the course. I know it's been tough, and I know a lot of people are, you know, rebuilding from something that they've lost. But I know that, you know, you guys can do it, and I believe. So
no. See, what I was talking about the 24/7 live channel is I'm going to open it up to broadcasters to come in and give them a 30, 60, or 90-minute spot on the channel. And what'll happen is I'm trying to set up a point to like have like an affiliate type program to where they can make money doing it to themselves. Basically, we haven't worked out all the details yet, but basically what the gist is, it's like if you sign, because I think Trey's going to start doing it for his stock show. He's going to be one of the first ones to come on and run between 30 to 90 minutes, whichever one he wants to do. I think anything over 90 minutes on a show would probably be too much, but unless it's something like this. But it's like if you want to come, you know, if you want to sign up and run something and promote your channel through this channel and try to drive traffic, you know, basically it's for like the beginner broadcasters that don't have, you know, don't exactly know where to go or where to start. So if you have something worthwhile to share to the world, like if you have like a crafting channel that you want to try to drive, once once the numbers start picking up on this channel. I mean, I know right now I'm not going to get a lot of traffic for that, but anyways, what'll happen is
you got to start somewhere, and honestly, when it goes down, I'm willing to invest and try to help out whatever I can, spread the word at least, and we'll definitely make the doghouse something that everybody would want to get on. Honestly, I feel like you got a lot of bookings already, and just keep it up. I feel like you run a great thing here already.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, just little things like that is what gets rid of the self-doubt.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, you don't give yourself enough credit, my guy. Come on now. You know you're good.
I won't, because I don't like boosting myself. That's the reason why I'm doing this. And I found a good partner with Kamikaze, because she's the same way. She wants to help boost streamers and content creators. Something that
works for you, and I'm just happy that you found that. A lot of people don't find that, and a lot of people are still trying to find it after decades or maybe even years of trying to find a perfect partner or perfect person to work with to make both of your guys' goals work. So that's a blessing.
So hopefully, like I said, that's what the plan is for the channel. Like I said, it is to open it up, because like on Twitch anyways, and YouTube I won't be able to. That's the reason why I'm keeping the Twitch the way it is because I can send out stream keys, and anybody can stream on here that I allow to stream on. So they can pick a time and a date they want to do it, and that will be their slot, and just to try to keep activity going through it. And then whatever money they make off of their brand deal or their branding, if they they can put their own links to their stuff in there and collect all the money. 100% of their stuff goes to them. Yeah, the only thing is like if somebody subscribes to the Patreon on the Doghouse side, whatever, they get a percentage of that cut too as being paid as a broadcaster. So that's the plan.
Sounds like a lot of numbers and a lot of things, but I know you'll figure it out. Just give it to me on writing when it's done, and then I will definitely read it and look it over and do whatever I need to do to get this thing popping, baby, because that deserves it.
But that's what. But anyways, enough about this. This is not about us. This is about MisterStreamz, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. He's back. Make sure you guys go check him out. The links are in the chat. Once the VOD goes up on YouTube and on Spotify, you will have the links on there as well.
We back. We doing things, and I'm just forever blessed to be back and trying to bring back the crazy Mister vibes that we had back in the Mixer days. It's been rough. It's been tough. It's been hard to get that energy back, but I feel like I'm still trying to find myself even to this day, because I just realized how much of a freak I was back in the day. It was nuts. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people viewed my stream and just one word came to mind. It was impressive.
It was.
And I feel like it was just, I had the above average gameplay. I had it was funny. I was educational. I made people feel welcome. I mean, there was so many things I did right that I just couldn't even list all of them. And that was the thing. I'm not trying to boast about myself. I'm just saying, back in the day, I feel like I'm still taking lessons from myself, because I feel like after not streaming for a long time, you forget things. You forget different muscle memory and different things in your mind. So it's really important to kind of go through the motions again. And now playing a new game, Dead by Daylight, I do stream that and main that most of the time now. And I'm on my kind of journey, but I am trying to incorporate newer games into the lineup, especially, Battlefield 2042 coming out, the new Halo game, Dying Light 2 coming out later in the year. There's a lot of nice games coming out during this holiday season. I'm still kind of skeptical about everything, because honestly, I'm just not sure how anything's going to really turn out. But honestly, I know one thing: Mister's always going to be live, and Mister's always going to be great. So if you guys want to stop by, feel free. Just let me know you came from the Doghouse and from here, and then I'll be forever thankful. And feel free to hang out anytime. I'm live 5 days a week: Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays. Usually starting at around noon, but sometimes I go a little crazy and start at 7 p.m. for the Mister After Dark hours. So just follow me on Discord. Follow my Discord, Instagram, TikTok, everything, and you'll get information on when I go live and stuff. Yeah. So if you guys want to stop by, we'll gladly have a conversation. we'll keep this going.
Yeah, like I said, you're welcome to come back anytime that there's a spot open. And if not, I'll make one for you. Because,
Absolutely.
like
Make a spot open. I will park right there. Drive that big Mack truck into this. Okay.
We almost had a karaoke night go.
Too late. You gotta get me off this
camera. We almost had karaoke going here, guys. All right, guys.
No, I don't want it. All right, should I leave the studio or how does this work?
All right, yeah, I'll fade us out, and then all right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, MisterStreamz, Twitch /MisterStreamz. The links will be in the Discord, will be in the description on all the platforms that it will be uploaded. So make sure you go give him a follow. Anyways, I appreciate you guys taking the time to come and do this and to tell us your story.
No problem, man. Anytime.
All
Glad
right.
to be here.
We'll talk to you later. Have a good rest of your evening.
All right. You too.
Nice, ladies and gentlemen. That was a good show. That was a good show. I appreciate you all. Like I said, this here is Rebel Dog. The Doghouse Live is about the creator, not about us. But yeah, we got a lot of good things coming up. Coming up next week, 7 p.m. on September 9th. It's next Thursday. We have Triple Trey, TT1 gang. We are going to let's see if we can't try to bring the TT1 gang back. Bring sexy back. Anyways, enough of that. That was kind of creepy. Anyways, Triple Trey next weekend, or next Thursday, for In the House with Rebel Dog and Kamikaze and the Dog. Sorry, I got to get that right. Kamikaze and the Dog. Dude, anytime, dude. MisterStreamz, man. MisterStreamz. Like I said, he was one of my favorite guys to watch. I used to listen to him on the way home from work. He's still got the same energy. He's back. So make sure you go following. Also coming up on the 16th, we have Pirates. We have an evening with Pirates. She is a lovely lady. She has a story to tell as well. She was really excited about when I invited her. I think she actually jumped through the screen and hugged me. But I don't know why. But anyways, I appreciate those kind of things. And then coming up on September 23rd, we have Rose Raider. She is a Apex. She plays a lot of Apex. I've known her just about as long as I've known the rest of these guys and gals that I've had on here. I am very grateful for everybody that has agreed to do this, and it has made me feel so special. And I think we got a good thing going, just like everybody says. So, but anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this here is Doghouse Live in the house. And we will be back tomorrow night. Make sure you come back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, every Friday night, unless something happens for Fireball Friday with Kamikaze and the Dog. We took a break last week because we kind of overdid it on the Fireball. But that won't happen this week, maybe. I don't know. See what happens. But anyways, yeah, make sure you come back tomorrow night, Fireball Friday night. Also, we will have a giveaway tomorrow night. I owed some people a giveaway. Also, we got some news today, just a little bit of a tidbit. We got some news today. I know if you go to Swift Lifestyle, if you type in !Swift in chat, if I can hit the right one. We are partnered with Swift Lifestyle. What that is like an energy drink, but it is all natural. They have all the good ingredients and shit and whatever they do. I don't know what they do, but I know bubblegum flavor. If you ever remember, if you're as old as I am and remember Hubba Bubba, that shit tastes just like Hubba Bubba. But it is good. But anyways, we have a flavor that is being made for us this moment for the Doghouse. It is, I ain't gonna tell you what it is. You'll just have to wait. 2 weeks. It'll premiere in 2 weeks. We'll premiere it on the 16th stream. Also, we are premiering on YouTube on the 16th, so make sure if you have not gone over to YouTube yet, make sure you go over to YouTube and follow us over, or subscribe over there. Sucks being your own mod and everything else, but it's fun. I love it. Anyways, make sure you go over there and subscribe on that, because starting the 16th, We will also we'll be premiering over there, and we've got some special stuff for Patreon members and stuff like that. If you want to become a Patreon member, because this channel will never be monetized through Twitch, so the only way we'll be monetized is through Patreon. I don't even think, I haven't discussed it, but we're not going to be monetized by any channel. I just don't think that's right. I mean, of course, we all need money to survive, but I'm not begging. We'll never beg. This channel will never beg for it. But if you like the content and you like what you see, just go to patreon.com/Doghouse Live and pick your tier. And each tier gets you a special little section in our Discord, our private Discord that we have. Each section will also bump up whatever you get to premiere. We have some good things starting and some good things coming up later on in the year, so it might be a good thing, because hopefully I can start doing some awesome things, but you just have to wait and find out. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here before I start talking too much. I am Rebel Dog. This here is Doghouse Live. We'll see you tomorrow night for Fireball Friday night.
When did we start losing and stop giving? I remember I gave it time, all of my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts. I want you want only you, but my heart's all tied up in knots.